NFL Sunday is brought to you by the Discover Card. It pays to discover, the card that pays you back. By Digital Equipment Corporation. Digital, whatever it takes. And by Little Caesars Pizza, where you always get 2 great pizzas for 1 low price.
The Chicago Bears on their first series take a 7-0 lead. Eric Kramer 5 for 5 and 58 yards as Conway caught it 21 yards out to cap an 8-play 74-yard march, and that puts a lot of pressure on the shoulders of that hurting quarterback Brett Favre, who has that badly sprained left ankle. Short kick. There it goes by Yurkovich, and Yurkovich brings it out to the 41, and so at least Green Bay will have good field position for their first possession.
And watch what happens down here in Newsome. Newsome gets hung up right up here, and he takes away his ability to take away by body position. Right there, see that? And by doing that, he bit on the outside, opened the middle up, no help inside. Now the impressive thing is Kramer. I want you to see what Kramer is going to feel coming right on him. You see inside, he knows he's going to get drilled by the backer Strickland, yet he stays in and makes a throw.
So here is Brett Favre on first down from the 41, and it's a handoff to Edgar Bennett. He'll be a marked man by the Bears, as Bennett has really hurt the Bears in the past. Loses a yard on that first play. So Favre, who now has extended his string to 55 consecutive starts. How far he goes is the real question. Up front, Rutgers, Taylor, Winters, Galbraith, and Dotson. They've done a good job. Bennett with Levens, Ingram, Brooks, and Shimura, the tight end. And now Favre faces second down and 11. Here's Edgar Bennett, and on a reverse is Robert Brooks. And he gets away from one defender, Carl Simpson. Turns the corner. Great bit of running by Brooks, who might have been trapped 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And James Burton finally grabs him after no gain.
Boy, Simpson does a great job. You know, they're going to come one way to come back. Now watch Simpson right down here. See what he does? Stays as deep as the deepest and turns him back. And then this is all Brooks. I mean, Brooks is just scrambling. Looks like a squirrel out there. It just kind of gets to the outside and then finally turns a -15 into a -1. That's amazing to me.
And they missed the face mask here as Burton brought Brooks down by grabbing his mask. Third down and 11. So no gain after all of that. Favre gets protection. And his pass is caught by Mark Ingram. And Ingram is knocked out of bounds. Big play, Jeremy Lincoln defending. And a gain that time of 28 yards. Big play by Favre to show he can do it. Defensively for the Chicago Bears, and they have had their problems in pass defense. No, not coincidentally, Simpson, Zorich, Flanagan, and Spellman, although we will see Fontenot, Cox, Kane, and Smith perhaps the strongest part of the Bears defensive unit. Lincoln, Carrier, Carter, and Burton starting in place of Donnell Wolford at cornerback. First down on the 32 of the Bears. Bennett goes in motion. Screen pass to Dorsey Levens, and he doesn't get anything.
Now, if Brett Favre is going to have a good day today, obviously his ankle has to hold up. The other part that has to hold up is the inside of his offensive line, the 2 guards in the center. What the Bears will do to Favre is attack him in the pocket and try to make him move. He's most effective when he's rolling out, and so much of this offense is predicated on his movement. But when he doesn't have it, you're going to have to hold up and become a pocket passer like he did in that big third down. He stood right in the pocket and was able to get the ball up.
Second down, 11. There's that left ankle. Favre to throw again, and the pass is caught by Mark Shimura. And the tight end close to the first down, maybe a little shy, and the Packers are threatening.
I want you to watch. And when you throw the ball, so many people talk about arm strength. Quarterbacking is really done with your legs and your feet. Watch how he sets on the right. See, now he has to step into that ball. If he cannot step into that ball, he cannot stride completely, and the ball comes off high. Because he can step, and he's gutting this thing out. Because he can do that, he can be accurate.
Shimura with a touchdown reception last week, and now Keith Jackson joins him as a second tight end. Favre's pass, first down to Keith Jackson. inside the 20-yard line. So the veteran who joined the Packers just a couple of weeks ago and didn't do much, in fact, dropped a touchdown pass, has this one for a Packer first down.
Well, remember, right at the start of the game, we said, how do you counter Favre's ankle? This is what you do. 3-step, boom, ball comes right out. Now you have the tight end. You have to get him integrated into the offense. And when you do that, that puts extra pressure on the defense because most defenses have a tough time defending a tight end.
Bears playing without Donnell Wolford with a badly bruised hip. First down on the 17. Minter and Benefield, the nickel in there for the Bears. Favre gets some time and screen pass to Edgar Bennett, and he may score. And Bennett is in for a touchdown. What a courageous drive by the Green Bay Packers and their injured quarterback, Brett Favre.
Yeah, especially Favre. I mean, this is a screen, so you're inviting the defensive line and pressure to come on you. And you have a bad ankle, so watch how he baits them. And he waits, stands right in. Let him come in a little bit, draw him up, then dump it out. And a nice job all the way down. Look at Ingram on the bottom. Ingram's block is what allowed Bennett to get in. Now, if you saw the foot touch there, remember, the ball was already over and had broken the plane.
Brett Favre, amazing, with his 18th touchdown pass of the year, had a string of 17 games with a score ended last week. And now Chris Jackie's extra point is good, and the score is tied at 7. So the Packer crowd quieted, now back in as Favre gets the equalizer, and we're all even.
I got it.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies. Tap the
Off to a terrific start of this Chicago-Green Bay battle, tied 7-7. Each team has scored on its first possession. And Brett Favre led the Packers. 7 plays, 59 yards, and like was a perfect 5 for 5 in that drive.
Well, you don't throw with your ankle.
Hendrick kicking off. And Lewis, all right, after being shaken up, is back into return. Lewis, who had a 52-yard kickoff return against the Steelers last week, brings it out 22 yards, and a penalty flag is down. It'll be against the Bears.
Holding on the return team, number 36. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Anthony Marshall with a penalty. Reggie White strapping it up.
Over the past 3 years, Dodge has offered a choice of more new nameplates than anybody else. Here are 3 more new choices that make it easier for you to drive a roomy, zoomy 96 Dodge Neon. Like cash savings of $500, or an interest rate as low as 1.9%. Or choose a Neon lease rate of only $199 a month. The Dodge Buyer's Choice Sale. The choice is all yours at the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Finding out Little Caesar's new stuffed crust pizza is a better deal at only $7.99 results in a kind of wacky happiness. A large cheese and pepperoni stuffed crust pizza at Little Caesar's for just $7.99.
Pizza. Hey, Remington, shave this.
The newest Remington Triple Foil. The only shaver with 3 micro screens now has a 50% greater cutting rate for a close, smooth shave. The Remington Triple Foil. If you can grow it, we can shave it.
More than denim in every pair of Levi's jeans. People magazine calls Strange Luck one of the most unique and inventive new series since The X-Files. No! Don't miss a brand new episode Friday.
7-7 the score, and Reggie White could be coming in the game on a passing situation for the Packers. Quarterbacks, you couldn't get any closer than these numbers. Each team has had one series. The score is 7-7. And now the Bears will start from their 12-yard line. Robert Green in the backfield with Tony Carter. Here's Green. Off tackle. He has been a very valuable running back. Not durable enough to play the entire game, but he picks up 7, tackled by George Kuntz.
Yeah, watch this screen. Here I want you to watch Frank Winters, number 52. And then you want to watch how Favre will draw the rush to him. Winters will get back out, and the first guy who can get to Bennett, he takes care of him. And then Bennett gets downfield and takes that block from Ingram in for the score. Now you tell me if Favre's adrenaline is kicked in. Think he feels that ankle?
Hey, it looks like he never got hurt at all. 2nd and 3. And we're going to have movement. Carter might have moved in the backfield, and illegal procedure may be the call against the Bears.
That's when a hard count works against your offense. Now you get a guy come in like Carter come in off the sideline. He went with a hard count and jumped his own guy.
Illegal motion, offense, number 30. 5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
Now, the Bears have been virtually the least penalized team in the National Football League. Only 4 last week against Pittsburgh, and already they've been hit with a couple, and Keith Jennings has left the game, and Ryan Wetnight now is the tight end.
Yeah, Jennings was over there ralphing his guts up. That's not a good sign.
2nd down and 8. Bears averaging only 4 penalties a game. Aaron Kramer's pass is dropped by Carter. So Carter already has been guilty of a penalty and dropped one. And right now for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
Hey, Dick, tell Matt, here's a guy who's playing his guts out. Scott Mitchell, who does he find but a rookie tight end, David Sloan, wide open for the touch. It's win one for Wayne Fonts again. Lions on top, 7-0 in the first. Back to Dick and Matt.
And back to Reggie White, who has come in the ball game now on 3rd and long. His first appearance. One of the Bears has been shaken up as well. Jay Lewinberg, the right guard, and he's been replaced by Todd Berger. Well, the Bears have some problems with injuries now in their offensive line now. But here's the guy.
I think it's amazing how Mike Holmgren is using Reggie White. Now he wants the crowd into it. He wants some pressure. You bring in Reggie White. You're going to have the line slid to him right away. All the thing is focused on him. See if they can get a big play.
3rd and 8. And the pass is incomplete. Conway broken up by Craig Newsom. But as you said before the game, it was just amazing to see this guy come out and go through the pregame warm-ups, considering he has torn ligament in his knee.
That amazes me. I mean, I watched him yesterday. He couldn't even walk in practice. Couldn't bend his knee to get into his stance. And he comes out here and he's playing. It's just amazing to me.
What an inspiration both Favre and White have given the Packers so far. Todd Sauerbrunn, who is in a huge kicking slump, will kick it away to Antonio Freeman. And Freeman now in the Bear territory. Freeman, and he's tackled at about the 31-yard line by John Mangum. A 25-yard return on the kick by Sauerbrunn, who is under the gun. They brought in Mitch Berger, and both of them made the trip to Green Bay, but Berger is inactive, and Wanstead is going with Sauerbrunn, the 2nd-round pick again.
And see what they did to Reggie White. The first play that he's in there, you know, they let him. They're going to give him a back. And now you're Robert Green. First thing he does is he goes and cuts him. Now, I know that Robert Green isn't the kind of guy who wants to do that, but Reggie's not a happy guy about that, and he shouldn't be. I mean, you're Robert Green, and, you know, you're a little guy, and here comes Reggie White. Bad knee or not, you got to think of a way to get him down, and so he tried to cut him.
So Reggie White with his baptism, and now still can say he has never missed an NFL game in his 11-year career. 1st and 10 Packers on the Bear 29. Four wide receivers, including Terry Mickens. Favre with a short drop. Pass is caught by Brooks, and he's going to score, and the Packers lead. "29 yards, and an amazing story thus far in the first quarter at Lambeau Field. And an injured Bear down on the field. Here it is.
Well, the first thing you got to do is give the guy time to throw, let him step into that pocket, and then Brooks just gets right inside. See, out and then back inside where there's no help inside of that defense, and then Carrier right there goes down, and he's still down on the field. Favre comes up. He knows exactly where to go with that ball, and then Brooks with a nice move back inside, and you just see how Carrier twisted his knee. Looked like he twisted his left knee.
And the reaction by Brett Favre, and he's doing a lot of jumping. So far in this game, he has thrown 2 touchdown passes, and Brooks, who caught a pass and went 99 yards in their first meeting on the second week of the season, has caught a TD pass, and the Packers lead. But there is concern by the Bears over the free safety Mark Carrier. We know that Burton started for Wolford, and Marty Carter suffered a concussion last week against Pittsburgh. So this defensive backfield is getting banged up to a great degree.
Hey, the one guy who they never expected to have the kind of season he's having is Robert Brooks. I mean, he has just had a tremendous season. I remember I was here in preseason, came to training camp, and I watched him. And I spoke with Mike Holmgren, and I said, you know, what are you going to do without Sharp? He said, look, Brooks is going to be fine. I really believe this guy could have a breakout year, and you know what? He hit a home run on that call.
Coming into today, this was the comparison through 9 games. Sharp last year, Brooks this year. And Robert Brooks has exceeded Sterling Sharp in every category and now make it 7 touchdown catches on the year.
Yeah, you can go right here to 7. And I got to tell you something. If this name was over here, they'd be saying, boy, he's having another all-pro year. But because it's Robert Brooks, they're saying, well, you know, he's doing pretty good. Better than expected. And that's how reputations work in the National Football League.
Carrier shaken up. Brett Favre with 2 touchdown passes on 2 series, and as a result of that, Brett Favre is now tied Tobin Rote for 3rd on the all-time Packer touchdown list.
Heck, the ways he's playing, I'd kick him in the ankle every week.
Here's Chris Jackie, and the kick is good, and the Packers have taken a 14-7 lead with just under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. You never know, this guy had a badly sprained left ankle.
Sony Maximum Television presents Sounds of the Game with John Madden.
Hey, if you want to really feel the game, you got to hear what's going on down here. The booms, the bams. Just listen.
Find out why Steve Young doesn't always complete his passes after this.
This is going to hurt. Your favorite videos and TV shows, including NFL football, come to you in dynamic surround sound. But if you don't have the right stuff, you're not hearing what you pay for. Fortunately, all you need are Sony Maximum speakers for instant surround sound.
You're mine, baby.
And add a Sony Trinitron TV for maximum visual impact. See and hear everything you pay for. Maximum television, only from Sony.
Only guy was covering me was the referee one time.
Referee covered you?
He was standing.
I'll tell you what the hell.
Excuse me.
Some of those guys can cover.
Hey, if you're not hearing it all, you're not getting the full impact. Whoa! Wow!
Over the past 3 years, Dodge has offered a choice of more new nameplates than anybody else. Here are 3 more new choices, but they aren't cars. They are 3 choices that make it easier for you to drive a new Dodge. Choose from generous cash incentives or exceptional interest rates or extremely low lease rates. The Dodge Buyer's Choice Sale. Why would you choose to buy anyplace else?
Scott Bakula, Richard Thomas, Elizabeth Pena, and Homicide's Richard Belzer in a 4-hour motion picture event. The Invaders world premiere miniseries begins tonight.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the new Dodge. We're thinking ahead.
Packers have stunned the Bears with 2 touchdown passes by Brett Favre, and there is Mark Carrier, the injured Bear. He's out of there, and there's Donnell Wolford, who has not started with the bruised hip. Petra kicking off. Nate Lewis returning for the Bears. And there's a fumble, and it looked as if he had recovered his own fumble on the 20. Well, the Packers have had a history. They've won 5 of their last 6 against the Bears, and starting off strong again today.
Yeah, watch Carrier as he comes over, and he's going to try to plant that left foot. And he kind of gets in an awkward position right here. He tries to break down and see how he has to try to come back. Brooks had already made the cut, and when he did, his foot went out from him, and his knee got jammed inside. Now on the sideline, I see that he already has all that ice on it. That's not a good sign.
Rashaan Salam makes his first appearance in the backfield for the Bears on first down from the 21. Kramer's pass, and it's caught downfield by Curtis Conway. So Conway with a touchdown catch and another big game this time of 31.
I'll tell you what has to happen right now. There's too many guys slipping. Right now, both sidelines, the equipment men have got to make adjustments with the cleats. They've got to go to the 3/4-inch cleats because people are slipping and sliding all over the place. Offensive linemen who are wearing molded bottoms are all right, but the guys who have the cleats that can be screwed in have to go to deeper cleats.
First and 10 on the 48. Field could be mushy. It was covered over the weekend. Here's Salam with his first carry, and he gets to the 44-yard line. The report on Mark Carrier is that he has a sprained knee.
Well, here's a guy with a sprained knee right down here, torn ligaments. Now he's going against Big Cat Williams, 350 pounds, holds the line of scrimmage, takes on the back, and makes the tackle. All this really off of one leg. Watch this. Boom. Head underneath, wins the leverage battle. Throws to the outside, take on the back. That's amazing to me. I got to think of another adjective because this guy is just inspiring.
We'll get a thesaurus. Find one. Second and 5. And the give is to Salam. Spinning his way into a first down to the 35-yard line. So Salam tackled by Leroy Butler. Jay Lewinberg had gone out earlier with sickness, they said. That's what we heard, the same as Jennings. And Todd Berger had replaced Lewinberg at right guard.
This kid Rashaan Salam's got a chance. You know, he still hasn't quite adapted to the speed of this game. Everything closes so fast. He still maybe has a little bit of the thought process, which we saw in the preseason, but he's gotten better, and I will expect him to get better and better because he runs hard.
From the 35-yard line, Kramer punts and goes down and is sacked for a loss of about 4. Sean Jones and Reggie White both collaborated in a loss of 3.
Well, they needed their defensive ends to play well. And they knew that Sean Jones had a chance here. You see him working on the top, working off the double team. But because of the coverage downfield, Evans hanging right on him. Boom, they get up the sack. Remember, that's only the 6th sack all season. They're leading the National Football League. The last time these two teams played, Green Bay had 2.
And the Bears have not had a holding penalty in the last 16. That's unheard of. Second down and 13. Kramer gets hit as he lets go of it, and he's got Graham, and he makes a catch inside the 5-yard line. Jeff Graham. And I'll tell you, the Bears with 2 outstanding receivers, and that's a 36-yard gain, first and goal.
Now watch how he works Evans. He's going to get to the inside. There he goes, slipping again. Now watch him make him bite inside. Now work the top shoulder. Excellent job of redirecting and adjusting on the fly and then coming down with that ball. Look at this. Run right to that ball. Kramer throws it outside where there are no defenders. You can't draw it up much better.
4 catches, 65 yards for Jeff Graham, the former Steeler. And it's first and goal for the Bears on the 2. Jim Flanagan is the blocking back. Rashaan Salam, the running back. Flanagan will carry, and in his first start in Green Bay. And what a story it is. Jim Flanagan, whose dad played with the Packers and has a Super Bowl ring. And now Flanagan with the Bears, and all the Flanagan family now sports blue and orange as we see the final seconds tick off in this first quarter.
Remember he said, well, I don't know if you should say my dad's rooting for the Bears. He's got a business in Green Bay.
Don't say it. But we said it anyway as the first quarter comes to an end. And here again, that great hookup from Eric Kramer to Jeff Graham, who slipped coming out of the blocks and made a fine catch from a fine throw. 1 quarter is history. The Packers lead 14-7.
Introducing Membership Rewards from American Express, a rewards program that makes every dollar you spend add up to a world of choices just by using the card. For a gift, something you need. The possibilities seem endless, and all of them are free. With the Membership Rewards program, you decide where to use your rewards and what works best for you. So enroll today in Membership Rewards. Call 1-800-AXP-EARN.
I'm Dave Clark. I'm a big eater. Now tell the court where you were for lunch Tuesday. I was eating a Wendy's Big Bacon Classic combo. You know, 1/4 pound of fresh beef, 3 strips of bacon, cheese, toppings, biggie fries, and a drink.
Sounds like a big meal. Did you finish it?
Every bite.
Really?
Well,
Liar!
liar! Isn't it true it was too big for you? It was too big!
Get off the stand.
Wendy's Big Bacon Classic Combo is only for big eaters.
It was too big!
Don't let this happen to you.
Any insurance agent knows lightning can strike any day. Fortunately, your Allstate agent knows it can strike any night, too. So if it does, you can call your agent anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A claims specialist is standing by to help you right away. If your insurance can't deliver claim service day or night, in a flash, maybe you should switch. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Kramer stands in the pocket again. Second time he's going to have a big throw, knowing he's going to get whacked. Here comes the pressure inside. There's Strickland again, right at his feet. And then Graham at the other end of this thing just running to the ball. And you have to understand, I mean, the precision with these things, and then the ball's thrown the only place it could be thrown. That stuff always amazes me.
That's what Kramer's been doing all year. As we start the second quarter, Dick Stockton and Matt Millen. The Bears have second and goal at the 2. Jim Flanagan, who carried on the last play, is the fullback, but this time it's Salam, and he's over for the score. Rashaan Salam with his 5th touchdown of the year rushing. 3 of them have come against the Packers.
And you're leading that old Door County fullback, Jim Flanagan. And he knows he's going in there to whack somebody. Whoever shows up, he's running right over, and that's what he did. Nice job of meeting the linebacker in the hole, and then Salam can just follow him right in. You just follow the crease as it collapses, and that was the back of Flanagan.
Special day for Jim Flanagan in his first start at Lambeau Field, where his dad played in the uniform of the Bears. Kevin Butler with the point after. Kick is good. Matt, do you have a feeling this may be an offensive shootout?
Heck, we've had a whole game's worth of offense in 1 quarter.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Black & Decker. It's how things get done.
There are 2 kinds of people in the world. Those who say they'll get around to it, and those who actually do. For those who've discovered there's greater satisfaction in putting things up than in putting them off, we present VersaPack from Black & Decker, a rechargeable battery system that powers an entirely new line of cordless tools. From now on, it's how things get done.
Cover for me.
I've got the plans.
You got your bill. You can't be taken alive.
I saw you on the monitors. Your clothes. They're very nice.
City casuals. Look good at the office, no matter what kind of day you're having. Hager. Stuff you can wear.
From IBM. See and hear me at Radio Shack.
Back here at Lambeau Field, and you couldn't ask for a tapestry anymore to describe what the Bears-Packers rivalry has meant. Curly Lambeau, one of the former coaches of this team. First time that two NFL rivals have played in 150 games. This game stands on its own, but its significance today is that his first place is at stake as Salam with the 2-yard dive capping the Bears' tying touchdown. Todd Sauerbrunn kicking off low. And it's caught by Antonio Freeman. Slips for the moment. Regains his footing. And Freeman with another great return. He returned a punt 26 yards to set up the Packers' second score. This is a 35-yard return with Minifield on the tackle. Well, what does the future hold? Will this Saturday take a high-tech trip to the battlefield of tomorrow and experience war in the 21st century on a special Encounters? That's Saturday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Antonio Freeman, number 86, who the Bears put back there for an injured Charles Jordan, has really come up big. In fact, they're better now with him in there than they were when Charles Jordan was returning.
Starting from the 46, here's Edgar Bennett, and he is tackled, and a fine play made by Ron Cox, who came out of last week's game with a stomach virus. Well, the field position battle interesting. The Packers have started in Chicago territory, while the Bears have been backed up starting from their own 20 thus far.
Yeah, and that's been the special teams, and that's been the return game. And that really is, you know, the kicking of Sauerbrunn on one side, and then Antonio Freeman returning on the other.
Sauerbrunn has been a big disappointment, considering how high he was picked.
Yeah, they'd like to kick him right in the rear end, and that's what I was expecting right there. Got to change those spikes.
2nd and 10, the pass to Brooks, who is in perfect position. He's got a Packer first down at the 43-yard line. James Burton defending.
See what they're doing right there? See, they're taking off those half-inch cleats, and they're going with the 3/4-inch cleats because the field is soft. You see so many guys slipping. And I'll expect the entire defensive backfield as well as the running backs to make those changes. Now, if the Bears are smart, they're already doing it. But if they're not, they're going to take a look at the kind of cleats that are being used on the other side and make the adjustment.
Far perfect thus far with 2 touchdown passes. First down from the 42, and Dorsey Levens, the first back through, picks up a couple. Right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to JB in our Hollywood studio.
Bit of a boost for the lowest-rated quarterback in the NFC, Dick. Trent Dilfer can't pass it, so he decides to run it. Not pretty, but effective. And it's all tied in the Pontiac Silverdome. Take you back to Dick and Matt.
And you can't forget about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who come in tied with the Packers for second, a game behind these Bears. 2nd down and 8 coming up. Barr with plenty of time. Goes underneath to Levens. He's short of the first down by a little more than 2 yards. Joe Kane, the middle linebacker.
Well, when I watch the Chicago Bear defense, there's 3 guys who really catch my eye. And really, they're the strength of defense. And they're the linebackers. Joe Kane, 59, Vincent Smith, 55, and Ron Cox, 54. Now, if you broke them down individually, you may not say, no, this is an all-pro guy. But when you watch them work together and you see them attack the way they are, I think they're probably the most efficient backers I've watched all year.
You had Joe Kane picked out last year as the middle linebacker of this team. 3rd down and 3. Barr's pass is knocked down.
Great play by Kane.
Kane defending against Mark Shimura.
He may have gotten away with an arm around him, but that's good defense. Kane read it all the way, jumped on Shimura, and then got the arm around. You're going to watch him right here in the middle of your screen. Shimura's going to come across. Now anticipate where he's going. See, you got the arm there? That's perfect. Did you see that underneath? Now, the way you defend, you see Favre is really, hey, where's the flag? But the way you defend is you keep that top arm, so if you miss the ball, you can make the tackle.
That is the first incompletion by Brett Favre today. And on 4th down, Craig Hendrick will kick from midfield. Jeff Graham, back deep, good kick. See if it stays in play. And it is a touchback because the Packer defender down there, Roderick Mullen, was in the end zone, and so they'll have to bring the ball out to the 20. Packers try to keep it going, but it'll be the 20-yard line. Next possession.
Can a McDonald's McChicken sandwich take you by surprise? Can it help you win friends and influence people? Can it be just the break you've been waiting for? Of course it can. Can it make you see double? Yes, with McDonald's 2 for $2. 2 tender McChicken sandwiches or 2 6-piece chicken McNuggets for just $2. So, can it turn a pair of average couch potatoes into every woman's fantasy? Come on, what do you want for $2?
Have you had your break today?
The amazing split-fire spark plug won a United States patent. Does it really work? Is it that much better? It's guaranteed. 5 extra horsepower by merely installing these plugs. You'll feel it work. Guaranteed. A 4.8% gain in mileage. You'll save because it works. Guaranteed. There's nothing like a split fire. You'll get more power and more mileage for your money back. You'll get more here, and you'll spend less here. Guaranteed.
A young girl is abducted by a killer, and a psychic may be her only hope.
She's not gonna make it.
She has to make it. A brand new X-Files, Friday.
Reggie White will start the series at left defensive end for the Packers. We're tied 14-14 early in the second quarter. Along with Matt Millen, I'm Dick Stockton. Snow flurries, overcast day, and cold wind chill in the team. Bears have the edge in time of possession. They've also run off 5 more plays. From the 20 on first down, Eric Kramer looking for a receiver. Was going for Green on a screen pass, but nothing there, and a penalty flag down.
Watch Roderick Mullen, number 28. Once he crosses the line and he's on that side of the line, he's got to come back and reestablish himself before he can make the ball go back and play. Now he knew it. Watch how he jumps in and tries to get his feet down first. It was too late. And then on the sideline, Mike Holmgren, was he ever hot screaming at the officials. He was screaming at him about the interference call that he thought was clearly called, and he was questioning the officials about which one should have had it. And the thing was all said and done. I don't think he was too thrilled.
He hasn't been too thrilled. Bears, meanwhile, are guilty of an ineligible receiver downfield. It is Jerry Fontenot, and it'll be 1st and 15. Back to the 15-yard line. Handoff to Robert Green. And the Packers close it up. That's been the big problem for the Bears offensively, even though they've scored the second most points to the Cowboys, and that's been the running game, which has really fallen off compared to last year.
And that's where they make their next step as an offense, because obviously this is not a black and blue Chicago Bear team. This is an air it out Chicago Bear team, and where they have to get better is to be able to run the football. Now, they'll still try it, and you have to keep trying it so you don't just zero in on the pass game.
Not many yards on the ground. Second down, 13. Kramer has it tipped.
Reggie White got his hand on.
He did.
Yeah, he's working over Big Cat Williams on half a leg, 1.5 legs on 340 pounds, 350 on Big Cat. Watch him up top. Watch him dig in. Now he just goes to power. See, goes to the top side. You know, it's almost as if he doesn't even feel that.
If I had told you before the game that, considering his torn ligaments, that he'd have a combined sack and a tip pass in the first half, you'd say no way.
Yeah, you're right. I'd say nobody's trying to block him, but they are.
3rd and 13. Kramer gets time and going deep for Conway, and it's just too long for Curtis Conway, who was covered downfield by Newsome and George Teague, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, watch him up top again. Again, Reggie White's going to bring the pressure. Kramer standing in there, but he's feeling. Look how he throws Big Cat to the side and is able to get to the arm just enough so that this ball comes off just a little bit too much. Because Conway had beaten Newsome and was right down the middle of the field.
Told you that the Packers have had good field position thus far, and they're faced with another good situation. Sauerbrunn kicking from the 6-yard line. Antonio Freeman. That was a good kick by Sauerbrunn. Freeman trying to turn the corner, and will get to the 42, and that's all. Tony Carter made that play. Danny Abramowitz, special teams coach for Chicago.
How would your dentist recommend you clean your teeth? The Braun Oral-B Plaque Remover has been clinically proven to clean teeth better than a manual toothbrush. Its unique cup-shaped brush head removes plaque from deep between teeth and even below the gum line, leaving your teeth so clean you can feel it. And now kids can start brushing better too, with a model designed just for them. The Braun Oral-B Plaque Remover cleans better than a manual toothbrush.
Jesse, you're next.
I'm all yours.
Save it for the stage, Romeo.
Carol always gives it to me straight. Like when she told me about my...
I told him about Head & Shoulders. Regular shampoos just rinse flakes away so they could come back. Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes from even forming. You see the difference? You look great.
Thanks, but will it get me this part?
Couldn't hurt.
Head & Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes.
Hey, break a leg.
This is L.A. We have tons of friends. This is Posh. This is my wife. This is my neighbor. This is my son-in-law. This is my very good neighbor. This is my number 2 daughter. Hey. This is my neighbor, John. When I found out that I needed surgery, it was kind of a shock.
Luckily, it turned out.
Aflac really helped protect our savings. Just really took the worry away.
Aflac covers the unexpected costs of getting better so you can get on with life.
Don is definitely not a dancer.
Coming up the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. They've been talking about it, well, since camp. The Cowboys and the 49ers with Gerback and not Young, the quarterback.
And that's a major deal right there, because I think the 49ers had themselves a pretty good chance with Steve Young because he had the legs. Remember last year when they played, he beat him because he took off and used his legs. And this week they won't have him. And I think, to be honest with you, if the Cowboys have a chance to beat them by 50, they'll try for 60.
Anthony Marshall has replaced Carrier, went out with that sprained knee earlier. And free safety. First down on the 42 of the Packers. Edgar Bennett, nothing doing. So far, the Bears have kept Bennett. Stopped Kane and Vincent Smith on the tackle. Well, today's Aflac trivia question is, who was the last Bears quarterback to lead the NFL in touchdown passes? They've had several great ones down the years. Second down and 10. Keith Jackson and Shimura, 2 tight end alignment for the Packers. Barb going to the sideline. Pattern caught. Good play that time by Mark Ingram. So Mark Ingram, who is starting to make his presence felt, and a first down.
And watch Ingram how he works the DB. He knows he's going to have to break back to the outside. So he takes Burton, takes him upfield, now outside. And again, you saw Ingram just with that little bit of the break, which made Burton slip, and that frees him up outside. The other end of that is the beautiful throw by Favre. You know, I'm talking so much about Reggie White and his knee. I can't see anything with Favre's ankle.
Tight ends come out, wide receivers in, and the nickel defense for the Bears on first down. Edgar Bennett gets to the 40-yard line and picks up 4 yards. To the 40-yard line, Barry Minter making the tackle, and it was Minter who, on a tip by that man Spellman last week, ran it in for a touchdown against the Steelers, and it looked like the Bears had the game salted away, but they lost in overtime to Pittsburgh.
And Barry Minter is one of those guys that's a great feel for pass coverage. You know, he gets in there and he has a complete operating understanding of how this thing works, and he's always in good position.
Second and 6. Favre giving ground, and he throws it away.
What a nice vision. Yeah, nice play by Chris Zorich. Zorich knew right away, and there's a flag down, that it was going to be a screen. So he came through, and as Bennett tried to step up, he just tackled him, threw him down on the ground. And they're going to get Green Bay for an illegal man downfield.
So each team now has been called for an ineligible receiver.
That's a smart play by Zorich.
Ineligible downfield on the offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Call that on Aaron Taylor.
They were setting a screen on the other side, and Zorich knew it right away. Anytime an offensive lineman lets you go, you see right here, Taylor lets him go. Now see what he does? He knows right there. So he just grabs him, throws him down to the ground. Now there's nobody to throw, and you can see Taylor on the other end. No place to throw, you throw the ball away.
Penalty is declined by the Bears. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6. John Theory comes in as a pass rusher. Fontenot moves inside. Extra defensive backs on 3rd and 6. Carr fires, pass caught by Keith Jackson, and he's got a Packer first down inside the 30-yard line.
That looked like a fumble.
We have no indication yet, but the play was ruled down.
That's a bad call. I think that ball flopped out before the receiver was down. Jackson caught the ball and put both hands over it. You're going to watch. He's going to sit down right in the middle of the zone. This is good, smart thinking this is what he does well. Now here comes 1, there comes 2. Watch, he's going to spin. He's still up, still not declared down.
There it goes.
That ball's out.
He fumbled it before he was down, unless they blew the whistle.
Yeah, see if his knee's down. No, his knee is down. Okay. That's a good call.
First down on the 28. Glad we got it straightened out. Here's Barr, wide open, and Brooks can't make the play. Brooks was wide open in the corner of the end zone, had beaten his man, but the pass just thrown a little bit too far. Closest to him was Anthony Marshall, the free safety.
Yeah, but that's because Jeremy Lincoln got double moved. Then again, because of the lack of cleats, he's able to get down. Now look at this. Oh, it should have been caught. Should have been caught. It was a great throw. It would have been a really difficult catch. Favre knew it. The toughest catch in all of football to make is when it's coming directly over your head, and you have to follow it all the way through.
So Brooks now has had a problem a couple of weeks ago, dropping a few, and now has 10 for the season. 2nd and 10. Favre to throw up the middle. Brooks was the intended receiver. He was covered downfield by Carter, as well as Marshall, and that will bring up 3rd down.
You know, I got to say, from the beginning of this game, I anticipated the Bears blitzing and trying to collapse the pocket, trying to make Favre move with the blitz, and I have not seen it. I've been surprised because you know that he has trouble moving. He's been staying in the pocket the whole time, so conventionally you'd think that you got to try to get him out of that pocket, and you do it with the blitz. And consider the fact that they've been blitzing so much the last few games, I'm surprised they haven't.
8 more passes than runs for Brett Favre. He'll go to the air again on 3rd and 10. Trying to find a receiver, and he's got one inside the 10-yard line. Anthony Morgan. And it's the 1st and goal for the Packers. Their receivers, all of them, with Sterling Sharp out of there, getting free and making big catches.
Yeah, but this is all on Brett Favre. Now, again, you talked about the ankle and not having any kind of movement. They don't go with the blitz. He just steps up, waits for Morgan to clear, and then the ball's right where it has to be. I'd say he's pretty pleased with the way that ankle is coming along.
He shows no ill effect so far. He's just gone on a drop back situation. Morgan with a 21-yard catch. 1st and goal at the 7. Here is the running back on the end around Ingram, and he is out of bounds and a loss back to the 10-yard line. A loss of 3 yards on the play. Now the answer to our Aflac trivia question, who was the last Bears quarterback to lead the NFL in touchdown passes? Johnny Lujack, who threw 23 scores back in 1949. And, you know, Mark Ingram would be the emergency quarterback.
Yeah, look at this. I think he was going to throw that football downfield. I think Brooks, he was looking for Brooks in the end zone. It was covered, so he just took it and ran.
He told Mike Holmgren he threw a couple of Andre Rison in Michigan State. That wasn't the case. He wanted to convince him he could play quarterback. Edgar Bennett gets inside the 5, and it'll be 1st down again.
Nice block by Dorsey Levens up front, just following that fullback inside.
3rd down and goal now as Bennett gets to about the 3.
There's a guy, Dorsey Levens, who every week they talk about saying, you know, we really want to get him in the passing game. We'll give him some runs. And then at the end of the game, they say, you know, we didn't get it done. But his time is coming. Pretty big, strong kid, and he's still learning. You see, it's only his second year. And this offense takes a good 3 or 4 years to get down.
3rd and goal on the 3. 2 tight ends. Here's Favre with a flip. And it is incomplete. Bears are saying that they've got the ball. And a penalty flag is thrown as well. Anthony Marshall broke up the play, and now a conference.
Notice that call that they threw with Favre rolling out to his left. He has a tough time rolling to his right. And so you pick your spots if you're Mike Holmgren. That time you're down on the goal line, and you use him to roll. Oh, that's a first down. Defensive holding in the secondary in the end zone. That's going to be a first down, first and goal.
This would have been 4th down and goal. And the Packers would have tried a field goal, I'm sure.
Defense, number 39. Half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Well, Jeremy Lincoln was holding, and now it'll be 1st and goal for Green Bay.
Well, he's working on Ingram. Now you get the 5 yards to get the jam. There's your jam. Keep pushing it. You're still okay. You're still okay. I do not see it. I think that's phantom call.
Well, you can't get a better look at that play from our Fox camera people down low in the end zone. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1. Here's a toss to Levens. Touchdown, Packers. Holding penalty against the Bears was critical, and the Green Bay Packers have broken the tie and have taken the lead for the 2nd time in the game.
Well, what happens with this one, you're going to swing this back out into the backfield, and then you're going to make the defender make a decision. You got 2 people. They're trying to cover the tight end Shimura with Alonzo Spellman, so he just forces that thing upfield, and then Levens comes clean.
It is 20-14. Dorsey Levens with his 3rd touchdown catch of the year. And this Packer-Bear rivalry with a new chapter. And now
Bears have called
the Bears are going to call a timeout.
You never call a timeout in that situation. Let them kick the ball. Who cares?
Here's the touchdown pass again by Favre. That's his 3rd.
Serving up another great catch. Red Lobster presents the catch of the day.
What a catch!
The receivers during Week 10 in the NFL kept their eyes on the ball and caught everything in sight. But stay tuned to see who made the catch of the day.
Red Lobster is fresh fish, inspected with the highest standards, and delivered overnight. Fresh, never frozen, deliciously prepared to order. Fresh from the Gulf, snapper, blackened and spicy. Fresh from the Pacific, salmon, broiled to perfection. Fresh from the Atlantic, swordfish, hot from the grill. So come and enjoy, because Red Lobster is fresh fish.
The Broncos' Ed McCaffrey came up with a horizontal highlight. It's the Red Lobster catch of the day. And for a great catch every day, come to Red Lobster.
Introducing Membership Rewards from American Express, a rewards program that makes every dollar you spend add up to a world of choices just by using the card. For a gift, something you need, the possibilities seem endless, and all of them are free. With the Membership Rewards program, you decide where to use your rewards and what works best for you. So enroll today in Membership Rewards. Call 1-800-AXP-EARN.
Valerie's shocking secret is going to be exposed.
What'd they arrest you for?
Prostitution.
On a brand new 90210, Wednesday at 8, 7 Central.
Packers lead 20-14. A timeout was called by the Bears prior to the point after, so they have 2 remaining.
That's a mistake. In a kicking situation, especially an extra point, who cares if you have 9 or 6? Let them kick it and be done with it. Don't waste a timeout.
Hendrick is holding for Jackie, and the kick is good, and it's 21-14. At this point, who would have thought that Reggie White would have a tip ball and a sack, and Brett Favre would have 3 touchdown passes in the first half? No one expected that. Well, tonight, Fox presents The Invaders, a world premiere miniseries based on the original groundbreaking TV show. And CY Newsday calls it a gripping, compelling chiller that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Prepare yourself for The Invaders tonight at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
See what happened with the Chicago Bears. They tried to change it. They're going to bring this, and they're going to lock this coverage up. And that puts Barry Minner on this coverage and Levens. But again, the field comes into play. Now they come off the corner. Here is his coverage. There's the slip. Levens all by himself. And that's 6 points.
Remember we said that Kramer led the NFL with 21 touchdown passes. He's got 22, but that man Brett Favre with 3 now has 20 on the season. So he's catching up to Eric Kramer.
What a first half. There's all kinds of offense, very little defense, and we still have 6.5 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Kickoff headed for Nate Lewis at the 14. And a flag is down. Marcus Wilson making the tackle. Two of the fine wide receivers on this Packer team, and Moore getting a lot of chances this year with Sterling Sharp no longer on the scene.
You can see they're all pointing over at Green Bay, saying that it was a face mask penalty if you believe the player signals. And there's a hot hit for you right there. Chris Zorich with the steam coming off the dome.
Illegal use of the hands to the face on the kicking team. Number 51, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Brian Williams guilty of that call. Bears' first 4 possessions, and they have not had good field position, but they have scored 2 touchdowns and trailed by 1 score with 6:10 remaining.
Yeah, but if you look at that, this is their 5th one. It should be a TD down here. So it should be time for another TV if they keep with the pattern.
Kramer will start from his 37-yard line. Rashawn Salam, rookie from Colorado. 4 running backs were picked in the draft ahead of Salam, and he has so far outgained them all. Picks up 5 with Reggie White making the stop.
I'll tell you what, maybe you're getting sick of hearing, but Reggie White's playing a tremendous game. Watch him up top. I mean, this guy is playing better than I watched him in the last 3 weeks, and he only got half. Look at how he just throws people aside. Comes right down the line and makes the play. You know, he talked to me, he says, I'll be praying about it, and we're going to oil it up and all that stuff, and you know what? I believe it.
2nd and 5, and on the blitz by Leroy Butler from the safety position. No one picked him up, and a big loss of 11 yards on the play.
Boy, what a call by Fritz Sherman. You can see Leroy Butler's going to sneak up, and he's coming. That's a long way to go. And so when this happens, you have to have good coverage. You know, watch him up top. He's going to come. And this, look, you're talking right there about a 10-yard lead. Now you see him coming, and now you have to execute. But where you throw the football, look at the coverage. Nothing down there, nowhere to go. And because of the coverage, Butler can get there and comes up with a big sack.
He had a big game against the Vikings in a losing cause with 9 solo tackles last week. So Kramer has been sacked twice. It's 3rd down and 16. Kramer going deep and intended for Michael Timpson. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Watch Reggie White. I got to tell you, look at this. He's going to take a 350-pound guy, use all his leverage against him. Remember, this is balance. Watch this. Boom. Get out of my way. Come right back inside, and Kramer feels it.
Mike Holmgren didn't think that Reggie White was going to be able to play hardly at all. The coaches said, but he's got something inside him that you really can't count on, and we're seeing it today. Sauerbrunn will kick, and Antonio Freeman back deep for the Packers. Freeman will let it bounce at the 36, and it takes a Bears roll, and it goes out of bounds. Reggie White, an inspiration, as is Brett Favre on the offensive side of the ball. Packers lead 21-14 with under 5 minutes to go in the hand. This game is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of the Green Bay Packers and the National Football League is prohibited. Packers will start from their 28. And Favre wants to throw it. And he's got Shimura. And Shimura has the first down up beyond the 40. Anthony Marshall playing in place of the injured Mark Carrier on this tackle.
I'll tell you who's really playing well right now is the interior of that offensive line. Remember we talked about how they're going to have to try to collapse that pocket and get to Favre. Well, they haven't at all. And it's because the inside 3 of the offensive line, Harry Galbraith, and Aaron Taylor, and Frank Winters, the inside guys, are really playing well.
Here comes a blitz. First down from the 41. Pass drilled to midfield, and it's caught by Brooks. And there's a flag down as well. A gain of about 9. But let's see if they'll call this back. No, it'll be against Chicago.
And that time they went with a blitz, and they came inside. The O-line picked them right up.
Another defensive penalty called against the Bears.
See Brett Favre right here under pressure. Not been sacked. He's been hurried 3 times. No knockdown. Been blitzed only 1 time. That's amazing to me. I would think if I'm the coordinator, you know, what do I know? I'm just up here calling.
Illegal use of the hands. Hands to the face. Defense, number 55. Penalties decline. Second down.
It's Vincent Smith.
Yeah, Smith came on the blitz. And he went to the face.
Remember on the Packers' last touchdown, there was a holding call on 3rd down and goal, allowing the Packers to get another playoff, not a field goal attempt, and they scored a touchdown.
I'm still surprised that you're not trying to blitz Favre right up the middle.
2 tight ends, Zamora and Jackson, 2nd and 1. Edgar Bennett has the first down. Zorich made the tackle, but the Packers will maintain possession. They lead by a touchdown, as the Packers will try to tie the Bears if they can win for first place in the NFC Central.
You know, Chicago Bears have been playing pretty good run defense.
Now they move the ball back, Matt. They don't have the first down.
No, that was a weird spot, wasn't it? They started at one spot and then they went to the other spot.
So it's 3rd and 1. Quarterback sneak.
How ironic is that? Remember a week ago, up in Minnesota, they had 3rd and 1. T.J. Rubley was in there. As he came to the line of scrimmage, Mike Holmgren said it was almost surreal. He said he could come up. He came up to the line of scrimmage, and Rubley started to go with an audible. And he said he just started to scream, and everything slowed down. And he was saying, "Don't do it!" And Frank Winters, the center, was screaming at him. He audibled, threw an interception, and then, of course, Minnesota went down.
That was the worst nightmare. This is what
that's all he wanted
from Rubley a week ago.
Let's go get the first.
Packers on the Bears 48. Here's Edgar Bennett, has some running room up the middle. Edgar Bennett, who gained 96 yards against the Bears in the team's first meeting, is tackled by Spellman after a pickup of 6. By the way, T.J. Rubley would be the backup today for Brett Favre if he can't continue for whatever reason. Ty Detmer, who was the backup last week and was doing a good job, had thumb surgery, and he's going to be gone for the rest of the season.
You don't have a list. Did you say some surgery or thumb surgery?
Thumb surgery. You know, it is in the teens, Matthew.
That's right.
2nd and 4. Up the middle. Zamora. He's got it. First down. Mark Zamora. How reliable he has been as a tight end. And we're down to the 2-minute warning here at Lambeau Field. Packers lead, and they're driving.
Guys, this year, we're going to win it. No one is leaving this room until we figure out how. No one.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers, because nothing holds you over better. Hungry? Why wait?
Now, you can save 25% off regular prices on some of Goodyear's most popular passenger performance and light truck tires. Everyday low prices start at only $19.99. Believe it. Just turn up at any participating Goodyear retailer. But hurry, this sale ends soon.
These days, trying to get on top of your financial situation is getting tougher and tougher. What you need is someone with experience and know-how. MetLife can help you get a grip on things and help you make sense of it all. Get Met. It pays.
Making ideas a reality. It's how you ended up with your own business in the first place. And it's why Hewlett-Packard has introduced the fast, reliable, affordable HP LaserJet 5L and the colorful HP DeskJet 850 series with a real-life imaging system. Dependable, professional Hewlett-Packard printers. Printers that work almost as hard as you do. HP printers. Just what you had in mind.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Red Lobster for the seafood lover in you. By Head & Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes. And by Aflac, insuring over 38 million people worldwide.
If you're wondering how that foot is holding up, watch this front one right there. Watch how he steps. Hey, that thing looks like there's nothing wrong at all. I mean, he's bouncing around in there. He's stepping the way he has to. He's been moving in the pocket fine. The only part and aspect of the offense that hasn't really been used has been the rollout. And they used it one time, and that was down on the goal line.
That's T.J. Rubley, who has the jacket on the way Favre is gone. He'll be warm the whole day. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. We've had our 2-minute warning. Here's pressure up the middle on Favre, and down he goes. Well, now we're seeing a lot more blitzing from the Chicago Bears. Vincent Smith.
That's what I expected. I mean, that's what I expected to happen early on. Watch, you're going to attack the middle of the pocket. You have to collapse it and get his feet moving and get it out of there. Dorsey Levens tries to take it on, but a great job by Smith, who's able to come over, overpower him, make the sack, and then when the thing is done, he just runs over and starts letting them know that he's going to be there all day.
13-yard loss and the first sack of Favre today by the Bears. 2nd and very long. They trying to get some of it back to Shimura. That pass wasn't quite on the mark. Joe Kane downfield stops the clock with 1:27. Packers have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
The only reason I can think that Wannstedt hasn't been blitzing Favre is because they've had the injuries in the secondary. And remember last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, they had Donnell Wolford out, and then Carter got the concussion, so they had new personnel. And at the end of that game, when they had to stop him, nobody was on the same page. They just didn't even look like the same defense at all. And so I could have to think that that's in the back of his mind.
So Anthony Marshall and James Burke both in the defensive secondary, now with 6 backs for Cole. 3rd and 23. And now the Packers will use up one of their timeouts. And timeout. That's Donnell Wolford, unable to go today.
The big game only comes once a year.
Don't miss the San Francisco 49ers take on the Dallas Cowboys next.
Coming up on the Dockers halftime, our Hollywood studio will bring you scores and highlights from around the NFL. And Pam Oliver will have a report on the upcoming showdown between San Francisco and Dallas. That's all coming up on the Dockers halftime. Well, it's we know it's deer season, but around here it's bear season as well.
Yeah, and judging by all the bright orange hunting suits in the crowd, there's a lot of people who want to hunt them bears.
3rd and 23. Here's the blitz. They pick it up, though. Favre's pass is caught by Ingram, knocked out of bounds by Lincoln. And that's a 5-yard gain, bringing up 4th down. Hendrick is starting to come out on the field. And now we're going to have a timeout by the Bears. That's their 2nd. Leaves them with 1.
Again, they're gonna attack this thing right now, and they're gonna bring both safeties, and they're gonna try to run them right up the A gaps. Watch these safeties are gonna try to hit right inside again, collapsing this area, trying to make Favre move. Here they come, right up inside. You have to make a decision. A nice job by the Packers of picking it up. Favre able to roll out again to his left. Now, if I were looking at Favre in this first half, he's been able to hang in the pocket, so you want to collapse that. And then the other thing you have to do is take away that left side. So if you blitz anything, you take the inside and then also his left and make him go to the side that he hasn't been able to go to.
Well, the Bears are starting to make that happen. Favre has had a kind of a rocking chair kind of game up to this point, going back into the pocket and having time. There's Jeff Graham, who's back to receive the kick by Craig Hendrick. 1:08 remaining in the half. Good kick. And a fair catch called for by Graham. So the Bears have a way to go. They'll start from the 8-yard line with 1:02 to go. We started the day with the Bears 1 game ahead of both the Packers and the Buccaneers. Now, if Green Bay can win and tie for first, remember the Packers already own a win over the Bears. They would have the ultimate tie-breaking edge. Tampa Bay also may have something to say, but a Bear win gives them some breathing room.
Yeah, it really does. And the other thing is they're getting into the strong part of their schedule. And all these standings are really going to, go up and down now because all these teams are playing each other. That's what makes this game so important.
Starting from the 14-yard line with 4 wide receivers. Bears trailed by a touchdown. Kramer's pass and a fine catch made downfield by the tight end, Ryan Wetnight, and a hurry-up offense. Once again, Reggie White put the pressure on Kramer. Give is to Green. Robert Green with a little juking gets the first down of the 40, and the Bears hurrying up, time running down, near a half a minute to go. Remember, the Bears had to call, you mentioned it, a timeout on an extra point that you said was costly, and it may be. Kramer with time, and making the catch is Graham, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
What a catch.
On the Packer 47-yard line and a gain of 14.
Well, they got more than they bargained for with Graham. I mean, this guy has really come on. I mean, he started to come on last year. This year, he's really coming to his own. Look at this. Watch the concentration. One arm back. Get those fingertips up. Makes the catch. And now awareness. Knowing you have one timeout, you got to get out of bounds to stop the clock. That's a big-time play.
Graham already has as many catches today as he did last week against the Steelers. 5. First down on the 46 of the Packers. Pass to Green, but he can't make the play. And 13 seconds show Sean Jones put the pressure on Eric Kramer on that play.
Now, the two guys who have put the pressure consistently on Eric Kramer defensively have been Reggie White and Sean Jones. Both of them taken out on one play at the end of that Minnesota game when Sean Jones went in there and hit Reggie in the leg. You can see that. All the pressure that he's getting constantly. Heck, you'd want him hurt more often.
2nd and 10. Kramer going up top. And he's in for the touchdown is Conway. Craig Newsome was beaten by Curtis Conway. And the second touchdown play from Kramer to Conway stuns this capacity crowd at Lambeau Field. And 7 seconds remaining. Conway having a brilliant season after being a disappointment throughout his career. #1 pick a couple of years ago.
Heck, he just got to the top shoulder of Newsome and just ran this thing down. And see, this is the difference in this offense. That play would not have gone last year because Walsh could not get the ball deep that consistently and that accurately.
Extra point by Butler to tie the game with seconds remaining in the half. And he does. Kevin Butler, who has been perfect this year in conversions. And the big play again, 46 yards from Kramer to Curtis Conway.
You're going to watch him up top. He's just going to get locked up inside. He's going to end up downfield one-on-one. And he has the middle of the field because the safety cannot quite get over there. Conway just uses his speed and just runs right by him. Again, like I said, because Kramer can throw this football, this offense has really opened up. The ability to throw the ball deep down the field. Remember last year in the playoff game for the Bears when Walsh came out there and they were just daring him to throw the ball downfield. Everybody's crowding the line of scrimmage, keeping the safeties up, really tight coverage underneath and forcing them to throw up. Well, this time, this year, because with the ability of Kramer to get the ball down the field and a guy like Conway who's really come on, it's opened it up. And you take that and you couple it with the offensive line and you look at the time he has to throw this ball. This time Big Cat Williams does a good job. Nice job inside all the way around. Kramer can step into it, and that's 6 points.
You know, I think the addition of Michael Timpson to the Bears really lit a fire under Curtis Conway. And he had the year that the Bears so far had hoped that he would have. Butler kicking off with seconds remaining. Travis Jerby returning for the Packers. And time is going to run out. So the big touchdown strike, 46 yards right before the half. Reggie White and Brett Favre have been big inspirations, but so has Eric Kramer been to the Bears. Hasn't disappointed anyone, and that is the end of the first half with the score. The Bears 21 and the Packers 21. Stay tuned for the Dockers halftime as Fox NFL Sunday continues after these messages from your local station.
This Monday after Melrose Place.
I think we should talk.
You could use a good laugh. First, for anyone who's ever thought of eloping.
Don't you think it's romantic?
Bears in the past, but it hasn't really affected Green Bay thus far.
Well, if you look at these stats, they're just about even. And then it really comes down to the two quarterbacks. And how fitting is that? I mean, something tells me that Lombardi and Hallis did not envision this kind of a game with the bombs at the end of the, you know, and Favre throwing the ball over, Kramer throwing the ball all over, but that's what we got.
Bears, who are trying to win their 6 of their last 7 against the Packers. The Packers with the big edge on the Bears, and kicking off is Kevin Butler. Antonio Freeman returning. Flag is down upfield, and it appears that Todd Sauerbrunn really is deep into Dave Wanstead's doghouse at this point.
Yeah, it really is. I got to tell you something. If Sauerbrunn wasn't a second-round pick, they'd have canned him a long time ago. You see a hold against the Green Bay Packers, and I'll take that back. But you draft a guy in the second round, you've invested some money in him. And then you come out, and he's been so inconsistent.
Number 29. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And they got Marcus Wilson there with the hold. But Sauerbrunn has been so inconsistent to the point that, you know, they brought Berger in to give him a little competition, maybe jolting his head a little bit, basically saying, look, kid, you don't get the job done, you're out of here.
22. First and 10.
First and 10 at the 22 on the first play of the second half. Play fake. Favre has time. Crossing is Levens, and he is wrestled down by the linebacker Vincent Smith. And a gain of 4.
You want to know where Brett Favre is throwing the ball. He's throwing it all over the field. You can see he's throwing it to everybody. All, you know, getting the ball to his tight ends. Chamora is really coming up big. The running back's out of the backfield. But he still hasn't been afraid to throw it down the field.
And equally distributed to Brooks, Chamora, and Ingram. Each have caught 3 passes thus far. 2nd and 5. Here's Dorsey Levens with the carries, first down and more. And knocked out of bounds by Vincent Smith. So Dorsey Levens showing what he could do rushing. Yeah, picks up 22 yards.
And Chamora doing what he can do and getting a block, and then Edgar Bennett on the other end getting a block. You're going to watch the motion come across. Watch Chamora, 89. He's going to come inside, gets the chip block inside, and that allows him to clear, and then watch Edgar Bennett right here. On Marshall, 36. Not afraid, face up, and then allows Levens to turn the corner and pick up the yardage.
Levens' longest gain, 21 yards against the Bears earlier in the year, and he exceeded that by a yard.
24 Dragon!
First down on the 49, and the quick pass to Ingram, and trying for the interception and sure touchdown was Jeremy Lincoln.
He read that all the way, and it makes you think. You wonder if Jeremy Lincoln doesn't understand what 624 Dragon is. Watch him up here. They come up with an audible, takes the 2 steps. Now watch him break. He read that thing perfectly. Had this ball been lower, he'd still be running. That thing was wide open. Well played by Lincoln.
2nd down, 10. Bennett in motion. And losing the ball is Favre. That's a fumble. And it's recovered by the Packers.
And that's what I've been expecting. There's the blitz inside. That time it slips out of his hand, but the pressure is right there. You have to make him move out of that pocket. He's way too comfortable. Watch the inside. Here comes the blitz. Vincent Smith coming right up inside, run through the back and collapse the pocket. That time the ball just snapped out of Favre's hand. You can see, but maybe it's a little bit wet. It slips right there. And I think Aaron Taylor is the guy who came up with it. Boy,
He is the guy,
17.
and that will go as a sack.
Boy, Zorich had an opportunity here.
3rd down and 17. Big break for the Packers, and they come back with Mickens with the reception and close to the first down. Terry Mickens, the 4th wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers, and they're short by maybe 2 yards. Dwayne Joseph, the nickelback, makes the tackle. The crowd looking for Mike Holmgren to go for it. No way in this tie game, and Craig Hendrick will come on to punt.
Nice job by Joseph of making sure of the tackle. All right, you're going to give up the catch. You understand that. But the most important thing in tackling is making sure he goes down. Doesn't have to be beautiful. You just have to bring him down, which is what he did.
Jeff Graham back deep. Hendrick. He had a toe injury, which has gotten better, as you can tell, as he places that perfectly inside the 20-yard line. That's what you want from Hendrick on that situation. We'll be back in a tie game.
Only one has the moves of Barry Sanders. Only one has his acceleration. Only one has his control. Only one has such breathtakingly perfect balance. Seville STS with the North Star system. A great performer creates a higher standard.
What are the odds of the sharper image, Continental Airlines Grand Destinations, Royal Caribbean Cruises, and FTD all having a sale at exactly the same time? Actually, they're quite good. Presenting master values from MasterCard. Immediate savings of 10 to 40% at places all over right now. Exclusively for people who use MasterCard.
Fox NFL Sunday, the #1 pregame show, previews all the big games and all the big names.
Emmitt Smith, probably the MVP of the league right now at the halfway point, and Troy Aikman may be a close second.
Then, 2 of the NFL's best teams go head-to-head. Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman lead the Cowboys against the Raiders. It's all part of a doubleheader. Coverage begins next Sunday, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by United Artists GoldenEye, rated PG-13. Bond is back next Friday at theaters everywhere. By MasterCard, it's more than a credit card, it's smart money. And by Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth.
Packers and Bears 150th renewal. It started back in 1921. This game is for the division lead. Bears starting from the 14, which is where they started their last possession. Robert Green and Tony Carter in the backfield. Out of the I formation, and the handoff to Green, looking for running room. And not too much there. Yurkovich making the stop after a pickup of 3.
Yurkovich is playing well inside. And I've always liked Yurkovich. You know, he's got that ugly body, not the most handsome man in the world, very bright guy. I'll tell you what he does. He understands how to use his body inside. He'll get on a block, he'll throw himself back inside. He'll always be in the right position.
Does he like hearing you say this about how he looks?
Heck, he'll probably slap me next time he sees me.
2nd down and 7. Another running play to Green. And Green is shy of the first down by about a yard or so. Fred Strickland came up for the Packers. It'll be 3rd and short.
Remember in the first half, they were letting these guys go one-on-one. Look what they're doing now. They're putting a tight end up there. And they're not going to let Reggie White get out there by himself. They're going to bump him all the time. No matter if it's a bad knee or not, they're still going to make sure he doesn't make the plays, because the first half he really dominated the first half.
Playing just about every down now. Michael Timpson, 3rd wide receiver, trips to the right. On 3rd and 1, rolling out is Kramer. And his pass almost intercepted that time by the rookie Craig Newsome. Downfield was Chris Gedney, the tight end. And that'll bring up 4th down, so the Packers defense holds again.
You know, and the irony there, you know who made that play? Newsome came up big at the end, but it was Reggie White. Because Reggie White saw it right away, and he strung the play out. And that way, Kramer did not have all the time that he wanted. He had time, but he couldn't take it. And because of that, the ball got thrown underneath, and then Newsome made the play.
Freeman is back. Todd Sauerbrunn kicking from about the 10. Freeman at the 38. Gets by one defender, but the Bears come downfield. John Theory with good hustle. He'll be back.
Oh, isn't that cute? What? You guys are like the three bears. You're double Whopper, Whopper, Whopper Jr., Bing Bang Boom.
I'm hungry, so what?
Well, nothing, just sort of struck me as funny.
So what are you saying? I'm like the mama bear?
A Whopper value meal for any size appetite, starting at $1.99 every day at Burger King. That's getting your burger's worth.
Hey, baby bear, you gonna finish those fries?
Yes. Ooh, somebody needs a nap.
Natural ability can only take you so far. Equipment counts for a lot. I'm always checking out new ideas. You have to stay competitive. That's what I like about Pert Plus. Cleans and conditions in one step. No messing with 2 bottles. I get great results. No hassle, no fuss. Eventually, we all cross the finish. The winners just find a better way to get there.
Pert Plus, great hair, no fuss.
Lower your right foot and repeat after me. I promise to be free. I promise to be different. I promise to take the other path. I promise to be unique. I promise to drive an Eldorado with a 300 horsepower North Star V8, a suspension that reads faster than Evelyn Wood, and a body that parts traffic. Eldorado with the North Star system by Cadillac.
A young girl is abducted by a killer, and a psychic may be her only hope.
She's not gonna make it.
She has to make it. A brand new X-Files, Friday.
Defensive coordinator for the Bears, Bob Slowick, right there looking at his chart. What I noticed in the first series is he sent 2 of the 3 plays were blitzes. And that's what I expected. And I'll be surprised to see if they don't continue that trend through the second half.
I'll be surprised if the temperature goes over 30 the rest of the day. First down on the 33 for the Packers. Favre to Levens, who slips and picks up about 5 or 6 yards on the play with Ron Cox making the tackle. Packers have won 5 of the last 6 against the Bears, including 3 in a row. And it's interesting how these coaches have had the number of other coaches in this division. And Holmgren certainly has had the number over Dave Wanstead, who's looking to reverse that. Now the Bears won a big road game a couple of weeks ago at Minnesota, trying to make it 2 division road victories in a row. Second down and 4. Here's Edgar Bennett. He hasn't done much today. Bennett barely over 20 yards rushing on the day, and Vincent Smith brings him down in a hurry.
Boy, I like that Vincent Smith. You know, he's one of those guys who plays with all of his emotion. He puts all of himself into it. He attacks things. He goes up there and he bangs things, blows things up. And then when the play's over, every time, he's always yakking at the other guy, trying to get inside the offensive guy's head. But he's always under control.
A lot of speed, the model of what Wanstead wanted at linebacker. Came from the Cowboys, so it's 3rd and 2. Favre is going to go down. And the sack is going to be Vincent Smith. So the former Dallas Cowboy picks up a sack, and that is the 3rd sack of the game by Chicago.
Yeah, and a blitz again. Watch Smith up top, 55. He's going to take on the back. He understands. This is film study. Boom, go up top, throw him by, and then come back inside. Again, Slowick goes with the blitz on the 3rd down, bringing Smith off the corner. Good call. Nice play by Smith.
His 2nd sack of the game. And now Craig Hentrick kicking on 4th down to Jeff Graham as the snow picks up a bit. Graham with a good catch, but no way to get underway with the footing. So the Bears will have the ball at about their 32 in a tie game here in the 3rd quarter.
Connect to internet.
Fa cafè Rice and Beef?
I'm Activa from IBM. See and hear me at Radio Shack.
Would we claim the Norelco razor shaves closer than ever? without hundreds of tests to back it up. Say our precision groove helps the Norelco lift and cut system shave closer without proof? No. We wouldn't say it's our closest shave ever without science, sensors, tests. But of all the tests that prove it's closer, the most convincing requires a personal touch. The Norelco razor, our closest shave ever.
So? He said he wants more control. Oh boy. Told me he's looking for faster response and more security.
Then he's leaving the firm?
No. He's getting a Cadillac DeVille.
Now DeVille is better than ever, because now it has the North Star system and its extraordinary combination of comfort, safety, security, and performance. Nothing else feels like DeVille from Cadillac.
I suppose he'll want a better parking space, too.
When they were growing up on the streets of New York, they used to break the law. Now they are the law. The coolest cops on television work the toughest beat in the nation. Ice-T guest stars on New York Undercover Thursday at 9, 8 Central on Fox. Keith Jennings, who was ill, as you mentioned, was doing what on the sideline? Ralphing. Well, there are a lot of words for that. Anyway, Jennings is back in there along with Ryan Wetnight, two tight ends. Bears start from the 32. Here's Keith. The running play to Robert Green. And Green, good yardage on first down, 7 with Strickland to tackle.
Nice job by the right side of that offensive line. Todd Berger in there for Lewenberg. Big Cat Williams. You know, Big Cat Williams, when he's on his game, they're running the football well, because he gets that big old body and he gets a great push all the time. Big, strong guy. His strength really is his run blocking.
2nd and 3. And another running play. Close to the first down, depending on the forward progress by Robert Green. It was Fred Strickland again on this tackle.
When you look at Big Cat Williams, there's a couple of things that really stand out to you. And the biggest thing, obviously, is his body. I mean, he just has a huge size, and he knows how to use it. Like, he'll turn his back and make a guy run around him. And the thing is, he's a pancake maker. He gets on you, he'll just smush you right there at the line of scrimmage. The way to challenge him is you make him move his feet, particularly in pass coverage. He's got average feet, so you make him move, and that time you can get him off balance.
3rd down and 1. And again on the ground, first down, Robert Green, a tremendously valuable 3rd down back, but we've seen him carry the ball most of the way with Salam getting less of play today, although he has scored a touchdown. 11 carries, 53 yards for Robert Green.
Yeah, right behind old Big Cat Williams and Todd Berger, 63 inside. That time, all they're going to do is they're just going to get their bodies on. Look, you're working on Reggie White. See how he got the push out of there? Once you get him going backwards, you reestablish the line of scrimmage on the defensive side of the ball, and then the offense wins.
Rashawn Salam checks in. Green is out of the game on first down. They go to Salam, gets an opening off the left side of the line. And it's Wayne Simmons who finally brings him down, and a gain of about 9 yards for Rashawn Salam, who has scored one of the touchdowns today for the Bears.
It looks like that offensive line is really starting to take over. And then Ryan Wetnight, number 89, with a nice block on the back on Strickland right there, and Simmons. And then once you can get that big body of Salam running the way he does into the second level, heck, you got yourself a big game.
2nd and 1. Salam, first down. So now the Bears are chewing up the time of possession, keeping the Packers defense on the field, which could pay dividends as this game wears on. Right now the Bears gaining just about 5 yards a carry, and Green Bay less than 3.5. And an injured Packer at the line of scrimmage, and Yurkovich slow getting up. And we will have a timeout with 6:33 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We're all even at 21.
Only one had the power of Eric Heidman. Only one has the control of Janet Evans. Only one had the endurance of Greg LeMond. Only one performs like this. Seville STS with the North Star system. The great performers are always creating a higher standard.
Should a man be judged by what he wears? Are you really any less of a man because you don't wear the right shirt or pants? Should you have to wear a shirt or pants at all? Ask yourself, hasn't our society advanced to the point where a man can feel comfortable in a dress? Probably not. Always appropriate 100% cotton pants that are soft and wrinkle-free. Hager, stuff you can wear.
Scott Bakula and Roy Finnis as David Vincent in a world premiere movie based on the original groundbreaking TV series. The Invaders 4-hour miniseries begins tonight.
You want the ultimate thrill ride? Fasten your seatbelt, boys and girls, because here we go. 360, baby, check it out. Going vertical. Loop to loop. Free fall! Assume the crash position. Ignite the afterburners. The ride's over. Who wants to go you?
The San Francisco 49ers take on Emmitt Smith and the Cowboys next on Fox. Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Cadillac and your Cadillac dealer, creating a higher standard.
Dick Stockton and Matt Millen at Lambeau Field. Tie score 21 apiece. Gilbert Brown has replaced Yurkovich inside defensively for the Packers. Bears have kept the ball on the ground to great success on this series. First down, and you can see they're already more than half with the rushes they had in the first session. They're on the Packer 42, and the give up the middle, and wide open is Rashaan Salam. Great blocking off the left side of the Bears offensive line, and a pickup of 14.
Andy Heck and Perry inside, 64 and 75. Watch these guys right here. Watch these two rear ends. Watch them put the double team on Darius Holloman, drive him out of there, and then a nice job of Todd Berger coming around and denting that thing, and that allowed Rashaan Salam into the secondary.
Yurkovich has a bruised shoulder. They expect him to get back, however. Here's Salam going nowhere, and Reggie White runs right into White, not to be denied today. What an inspiration that Reggie White has been to his team, and I mean both sides of the ball today.
You know, even forget that he's even hurt. Here, you can see this. Forget that he's hurt. He's playing a great game. And the thing that's amazing me about him is most teams try to run away from him, but today the Bears are going right at him. You're playing right to his strength.
2nd and 10. Kramer up the middle, completes it to Conway. I believe that's Conway's 4th catch of the game. 2 of them have been for scores. Strickland defending, and there is Green and Timpson coming into the game. Green a threat out of the backfield on 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and short.
If they go man coverage here, the guy they're going to go to right away is Robert Green. They'll give him an option route. He is a knuckleball trying to cover out of the backfield.
This is the 9th play of this drive. And on an end around, Michael Timpson will have enough for the first down, gets inside the 10-yard line, and Mike Pryor brings him down, did not go out of bounds, but a big play by Timpson, who was a free agent pickup from the New England Patriots.
Whoever had force on the outside, you have to stay as deep as the deepest. And this time they brought Ryan Whitnight back inside on Sean Jones. He beat him, and then Timpson is able to get outside because of the block on Jones. Yeah, watch inside. See Sean Jones. He beats Whitnight, and then look at that. Curtis Conway is the guy who gets in on Sean Jones and opens that whole thing up.
17 yards on that play. 1st and goal at the 7th. And a hard count and a flag. Rashaan Salam to the 5-yard line, and 2 penalty flags went down.
Somebody lost their head down there. Oh, Gilbert Brown. Gilbert Brown is an anchor in there. He drops that anchor. It's tough to run against him.
Left defensive land, 5-yard, half the distance to the goal line, still first down.
Penalty is against the Packers. Offsides, it'll still be first down and goal with half the distance marked off. Mike Holmgren in a tie score, looking at the possibility of his team trailing by a touchdown in the waning moments of this third quarter. Ball at the 3. Off to Salam, and Salam fighting for the goal line, won't get there, and he is held up by several Packers, and that'll be second down and goal.
One thing that Rashaan Salam is going to have to learn how to do is run with his shoulders a little bit lower, because sometimes he comes to the hole straight up and down, and when you come through straight up and down, you give him a heck of a target. And with guys in this league, they'll try to knock you out, and you know, the more area you give him, the more of an opportunity you have to get drilled. See how he's straight up and down? He's got to dip, and he's got to bend at that waist, so he goes in with his shoulders lower than the defender's shoulders.
Bears are going to call a timeout right now. By the way, the Bears have run the ball 9 times out of 11 plays on this drive, and that's the first timeout of the second half.
My name's Bond. James Bond.
United Artists presents.
I enjoy a spirited ride as much as the next girl. Who's that?
The next girl.
The return of James Bond.
Morning, Q. Sorry about the leg.
Bond is back. GoldenEye, rated PG-13, starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
Can McDonald's Chicken McNuggets make you feel like a kid again? Can they bring you closer together? Can they give you a thrill? Can they be just the break you've been waiting for? Of course they can. Can they make you see double? As a matter of fact, yes. With McDonald's 2 for $2. 2 tempting 6-piece Chicken McNuggets or 2 McChicken sandwiches for just $2. So, can they give 2 empty, unfulfilled hands something very entertaining to do? Absolutely.
Have you had your break today?
Making ideas a reality. It's how you ended up with your own business in the first place. And it's why Hewlett-Packard has introduced the fast, reliable, affordable HP LaserJet 5L and the colorful HP DeskJet 850 series with a real-life imaging system. Dependable, professional Hewlett-Packard printers. Printers that work almost as hard as you do. HP printers. Just what you had in mind.
Ice-T is back.
Danny Court has my son and his mother.
And this time, it's war.
Let him go, Danny.
New York Undercover, a brand new episode, Thursday.
Bears have called a timeout. Now they're ready to go. It'll be second and goal from the 1-yard line. John Yurkovich, who came out with the bruised shoulder, back in at defensive tackle. And we'll watch there for not only 92 Reggie White, but Jim Flanagan, the blocking back here. There is Rashaan Salam with his second touchdown of the game.
And that one was all Salam, because he started behind Flanagan, and as Flanagan took on the block, he went out to the outside where there was no defender and actually jumped over the top.
He liked to play the Packers all the time. 4 of his 6 touchdowns have come against Green Bay.
Now watch the offense take over, win the line of scrimmage battle. Now see how he goes over the top? Went right over Freddie Strickland and got the score.
Bears lead for the second time in the game. Their first lead was on the first possession of the game. Kevin Butler with the point after touchdown is perfect. And the Bears now lead 28-21 in a game that has featured 3 ties.
Now Wannstedt had to be happy with this thing, and the reason is simple. See, because his offensive line took over that drive, and his offensive line started to win the line of scrimmage battle. And when that happens, not only do you get the score like you do here, but it sets it up for later on in the game. Because if you can control the ball running, you'll win that game.
Bears ran the ball 10 times in that 12-play drive. And, of course, we're not finished today. Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, the 49ers and the Cowboys. And, you know, Matt, with all of the injuries, Young not playing, Cowboys really ready to do a number on the 49ers. I think this is a pride game for the 49ers. Don't you think with that?
Absolutely. If they come out and they don't fight, they may not even make the playoffs. Then there's a matchup down there that if you get, I mean, I'd pay to see it, Deion Sanders and Jerry Rice. And Jerry Rice is going to be all business, as will Deion Sanders. That one should be a lot of fun. It would be a lot more fun if Young was the guy throwing the ball.
But that's the beauty of football. You don't know who's going to play and not play, and as the season wears on, injuries play a big role. Thought they would in this game, but the Packers have been strong. Trailing by a touchdown as Antonio Freeman turns on the Jets. Antonio Freeman into Bear territory with a brilliant return. Kevin Minifield on the tackle. He was the 4th pick in the 3rd round from Virginia Tech. A 45-yard return by Freeman.
Well, he understands blocking, and he understands how to set things up. Watch how he lets the wedge get on people. And then after they're on him, that's a nice job by Travis Jervey. He just uses a speed, but he understands running in the open field. And then you're the kicker. You know, you had the short kick, and now you have to make sure you do something. That's a good job by Butler.
Short field for Brett Favre as he starts from the Bear 44-yard line. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up, and back is Brooks. And Brooks is going to score, and the Packers may tie it again.
This is unbelievable. Robert Brooks jumped right over the fence and sat down.
He has spent a lot of time with the fans today, has Robert Brooks, as he beat James Burton, the reserve, starting in place of the injured Donnell Wolford. 44-yard touchdown catch, and Brett Favre has thrown 4 TD passes today.
Well, you live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. That time, they were able to pick the blitz up inside. Favre had the time. Brooks beat the defender. 44 yards later, it's 6 points.
Chris Jackie ties the game with 2 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Well, they took Antonio Freeman's big return, and then they did a great job of picking up the blitz. Here they come inside. Nice job by Dorsey Levens picking up Vincent Smith. That allowed Favre to find Brooks, who beats the defender, and then Favre puts a lot of air under that thing. But because Brooks was able to turn the defender around, Burton couldn't get there, and then he just outlegs Lincoln to the end zone. Now watch. Brett Favre knows he had the chance. And that ball's in the air. All he wants to see is the catch, and it turns in. And then, you know, you're Robert Brooks. Hey, this is what he does. Goes up and meets a couple of his buddies. Look at that. That's about a 48-inch vertical. Yeah, just invite a couple of his friends to the game. Somebody dumped a beer on him there.
I'm surprised they let him back on the field the way he's played today. Brett Favre now with 4 touchdown passes, ties his career high. He's done it 4 times. Short kickoff by Hendrick, and Neat Lewis returning runs into a stone wall at the 32-yard line. Our game summary. No contest as far as the rushing game. The Bears have had all of that, including the last series. But Favre, who was supposed to be gimpy, as Mike Holmgren said, with a badly sprained left ankle. Look at those numbers, including 4 touchdowns. Conway and Salam each have scored 2 touchdowns today.
Now you're the Chicago Bears, and you just established that you're taking over the line of scrimmage with your offensive line. Let's see if they don't go back and try to show it again.
Trying to get some of it back. Completes to Wecknight at the 37-yard line. And right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown in our Hollywood studio. JB?
All right, take a look at the action between Atlanta and Buffalo. Jeff George, yes, indeed. He finds his guy, Terrence Mathis, down to the 6-inch line. Ironhead Hayward trudged over from the 6-inch mark, and we're all tied at 17. Dick and Matt.
Remember, the Falcons are the leaders in the NFC West, a game ahead of both the Niners and the Rams.
And getting better.
Here at Lambeau Field, 2nd and 6. High score, 28. Kramer will hand it off to Salam, but a fine play made by Leroy Butler, who came up from a safety position.
Yeah, he walked up, and he gave you that 8-man look, and he just held on just long enough so that they weren't. Watch him right here. He's going to walk up and just kind of sneak around up there, and then just at the snap of the ball, he comes clean. And anytime you can get past that first blocker, which is the fullback, you got yourself a clean shot. Nice call by Fritz Shermer. Big third down.
Kramer with a lot of receivers out there goes to Robert Green. He has a first down close to midfield, and it was Wayne Simmons who wheeled him out of bounds at a gain of 11. Kramer very patient today. You know, he's got a lot of time in what has been a shootout, a far cry from the kind of games, as you mentioned, that Vince Lombardi and George Halas used to play, and Robert Green, one of the weapons for the Bears.
Well, he can afford to be patient because the offensive line is doing his job. And when they're doing their job, you allow a guy like Robert Green to be able to get open underneath.
Under a minute to go in the third quarter. And there's Green again. And once again, it's Strickland, another linebacker, coming up to make the play.
And they're playing tight to the line of scrimmage. Really, they're giving you a 5-down look because Freddie Strickland's walking right up. And anytime you do that, you have to account for him. Watch him right here. He's trying to move Darius Holland over, can't get there, so he's just going to walk right up in that gap. Watch him come straight right up. See, anytime you're that close to the line of scrimmage and you don't account for him, you come clean.
That's going to be the last play of this quarter. That is the end of the third quarter with the score. The Bears 28 and the Packers 28. And Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local Fox station.
Fox Boy is coming, and there's gonna be trouble.
Right here, right now, this is where you wanna be.
The 96 Buyer's Choice Drive Away. Lease the elegant 96 Chrysler LHS for just $369 a month. Or get our lowest APR. Or our biggest cash back on 96 models. Factory to dealer cash could save Illinois residents even more.
Right here, right now, this is where you wanna be.
See the bright new stars of Chicagoland at your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
Can't get to the phone? No problem. Just dial star 69 and automatic callback from Ameritech will dial the number of the last person who called. It's already on your phone line. Just 75 cents per use.
Perfect Pets.
Joe Gallo, you called?
Yeah, how are you and Rocky getting on?
Use automatic callback for only 75 cents per use. Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Ready? Open the door. We got no room. Oh, here's your rocking chair. What are you doing in a rocking chair? What? What's here?
My TV.
Oh, your new TV. Let's turn it on.
At First Chicago, if you've got a dream,
All the way down.
chances are we've got a loan.
What's in there?
My dolly.
Hello, dollies. There's your bed. It's nap time. Yeah. Nap time.
Meet the new Bond Babes tonight on Fox News at 9.
Welcome back to Lambeau Field in Green Bay. No one disappointed by the 150th renewal of the longest rivalry in the NFL. The Packers and the Bears. We've had 4 ties, seesaw game, cheeseheads having the ball, tied at 28, and the Bears with a 2nd and 9 at midfield. Eric Kramer flips it out to Tony Carter, and a first down for the Bears to the 35-yard line, ridden out of bounds by George Kuntz. Well, coming up, we have another doubleheader on Fox NFL Sunday next week. Matthew and I will be at Soldier Field as the Lions and the Bears in another NFC Central battle. This could be a preview, the second game of the doubleheader of the Super Bowl, maybe. Oakland Raiders against the Dallas Cowboys.
It will be. That's what you're going to see right there. Dallas versus Oakland in the Super Bowl, and you get a good gauge of where they stand next week.
First down Bears on the 35. Kramer with a lot of time. Tries to go to Graham. Incomplete. Covering was Evans downfield.
Again, they went with the blitz. They tried to bring Leroy Butler out of the secondary, walking him up. But that time he was picked up, and it allowed Kramer to see who he wanted to see. You're going to watch him right here. Going to walk up real slow, and they're trying to get here. You're going to watch Tony Carter, number 30, come and make this pickup. And then look at the time he has to throw. But a nice drop by Freddie Strickland inside. The ball is just off a little bit.
Names on the 35.
2 tight ends on 2nd and 10. slithers through and picks up about 4 yards. Tackled by Fred Strickland. We have had all of the headliners on offense perform well today. Favre with 4 touchdown passes, 2 to Robert Brooks. Eric Kramer has thrown 2 scores, both to Curtis Conway. It'll be 3rd down and 6 with 4 wide receivers. And a handoff to Green, and a big play made by Wayne Simmons as the Bears try to run the play by spreading the defense. No gain.
And no decision from Wanstead. I think he's going to go for it. Watch Wayne Simmons in the middle. Now you have man coverage. All you got to do is get on your guy. A nice job of getting off the block of Fontenot and coming up with that tackle. That's a big play and sets up this 4th down, and the Bears are going to go for it.
They are 7 of 8 on 4th down conversions this year. They need 6 yards. Incomplete. Intended for Timpson, and the Packers will take over on downs.
Well, they thought they could take advantage of Lenny McGill, 22. So they went with trips formation to the left, and they isolated him over there, and McGill came through.
It may seem like a funny analogy, but building the Chrysler Cirrus was a lot like making a movie. We produced it, released it to a critical audience, and waited for the reviews. Car and Driver called Cirrus the new benchmark for compact sedans. Automobile Magazine raved about its brilliant styling and excellent handling. Motor Trend said it's the most significant vehicle in the market. Cirrus has received great reviews and a lot of awards, but that's no surprise, considering its performance.
It is said he is to computer software what Thomas Edison is to the light bulb. The software Bill Gates developed runs 2/3 of the computers in the world. And on the day he turned 36, his company, Microsoft, was bigger than Xerox, Kodak, and McDonald's. Where in today's world do you find companies capable of such astonishing growth? Actually, there's a list of them printed every day. NASDAQ, the stock market for the next 100 years.
The big game only come once a year.
Don't miss the San Francisco 49ers take on the Dallas Cowboys next. Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the new Dodge. We're thinking ahead. By McDonald's, the official restaurant of the National Football League. And by Snickers. Hungry? Why wait?
Tie score 28-28, and the Packers with a 1st down on their 31-yard line after holding the Bears on downs. Here is Dorsey Levens trying to turn the corner and gets a couple, that's all. Alonzo Spellman making the stop.
In that 4th down, I told you they went trips and they tried to see this. They went trips down here and they tried to isolate McGill up top. Now McGill does a great job of staying inside, getting the jab, now coming back inside. And because he got that hand and got the push and bumped Timpson off, see right there, that messed up the throw, and a nice job by McGill. And McGill is more like Gilligan out in the island all by himself.
2nd and 8. Edgar Bennett shaken up a bit. Levens has seen a lot of action. Split backs. Favre looking to throw and nearly picked off. It was right into the hands of Ron Cox. That wasn't the best decision that Favre has made all day, but tell you what, still no ill effects from that badly sprained ankle.
But you want to know something? I think that right there is where the ankle came into play. Because had he had 100% ankle, I think he'd have taken off and run. But because he didn't, he decided to throw.
Speaking of ankles or knees, again, we saw Edgar Bennett being tended to on the sideline.
They're looking at that left knee.
William Henderson, rookie from North Carolina, has replaced him. 3rd down and 8 upcoming. Pressure picked up. And the pass caught by Brooks. And it was James Burton who hung on for dear life. Brooks with his 5th catch of the game.
Well, watch the protection up front by the Green Bay Packers. Nice job by Aaron Taylor passing off the blitz. And then Kenny Rutgers taking up. And they're able to form the pocket. And when you can do that, Favre can step into the throw. And that allows Brooks to come back. And really, Burton with a nice break on that and a good job of recovering to prevent more yardage picked up.
Brett Favre is 5 for 7 on 3rd downs today. Packers with a 1st down on their 48-yard line. Sumura in motion. And out of the backfield, it's Henderson. He doesn't get much action. Henderson with only his 2nd catch of the year, but brings the ball into Bear territory in a gain of 6. Joe Kane defending. By the way, on that last play, Robert Brooks went over the 100-yard receiving mark for the 3rd consecutive game. He has caught 5 for 110 yards and has 2 TD receptions, already exceeding what Sterling Sharp has done after the same amount of games from a year ago.
Yeah, and getting better. And once he gets over those drops, which he's had, he's going to be one you have to watch every single week.
2nd and 3, fade to Brooks. He's there. He's got it. 1st down at the 15 or 16.
2nd time that they got a big play to Robert Brooks on that same kind of throw, and the 2nd time they caught the Bears in a blitz. A nice job of picking it up inside and allowing Favre to throw that thing. Now when Favre throws this ball, he's throwing it down and out, and he's allowing Brooks to run to it. See how he throws it down outside? All you have to do is run to that football because there's no traffic out there. And then, of course, what sets the whole thing up is the pickup of the blitz. Yeah, here comes Vincent Smith. A nice job by Henderson. And then inside, they picked up Joe Kane.
Edgar Bennett is checked back in. He's all right. It's 1st down on the 16 of the Bears. Here's Bennett. And Bennett is stopped for what appears to be no gain by Chris Zorich. So the Packers threatening now against Dave Wanstead's porous defense with under 10 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. In a game tied at 28, and this looks like a carbon copy of last week's game that the Bears were in, at least against the Steelers.
Well, you know what happens? You talk about the Bears not being able to get pressure, and then they blitz, and then they have more sacks, like, almost double what they had a year ago. But the only way they've been getting there is with the blitz. Now, you get big plays, but you also get burned.
2nd and 10. Favre drills it. He was going for Brooks again.
He had him. The ball took off on him. Had that ball been thrown lower, you'd be looking at Brooks and another score, and Favre knows it. Yeah, watch Robert Brooks. He's going to come across. He's going to break to the middle. There's nobody up top, but the ball takes off on him. Look at it, wide open. Favre sees it, but the ball just takes off. See how it's high? Had that ball been thrown out a little further and lower, it would have been 6. Right here, he's open. Bring the ball down. See how it took off? Marshall would not have been able to get there, and Favre knew it.
Antonio Freeman has come in, and Brooks is going to get a rest as he comes out on 3rd down and 10. Packers in field goal range. Reverse to Bennett on the screen play. 5 yards. Touchdown, Green Bay. Edgar Bennett.
Was almost a carbon copy of the screen they ran earlier in the game, and at the end the same way he got in. Again, this is Favre with the ankle, inviting the rush. Nice job by Bennett, a nice fake. Take the block, and then watch at the end of this thing. Watch how he knows he's going to have to get in. He extends the ball. He doesn't care if he gets hit. Ball is in. Inside the cone, that's 6 points.
Edgar Bennett with his 2nd touchdown reception of the game, and Chris Jackie gives the Packers once again a 7-point lead, 35-28.
Aquí estamos vivos en la 18 Broadway. He's jumping! Get him down! Get over here!
What's going through his head?
The street if he jumps.
Maybe I should move my car.
Nice pants.
Dockers, flat front khakis.
I should have gotten a dog.
Have you heard the word on the bird at Mickey D's? For a limited time, get 2 of a kind. 2 for 2, 2 for just $2. For real, 2 6-piece chicken McNuggets for just $2. Oh, dipping McNuggets in savory sauces. Ooh, too tasty. Or 2 McChicken sandwiches, 2 for $2. It's McDonald's price. What a break, what a break, a break of which I will partake. Have you had your break today?
This is where you wanna be.
Everything's new at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Even new ways to save. The 96 Buyer's Choice Drive Away. It's your choice. Our biggest cashback ever on 96 models. Or our lowest APR. Even our lowest lease rates on all 96 cars and minivans.
Right here, right now. This is where you wanna be.
For a limited time, only at your local Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
Move over, Lois Lane. Khadijah has a date with superstar Dean Cain.
I flew right out.
Flew, you Superman, get it!
Don't miss a brand new living single Thursday.
Packers lead 35-28, and Brett Favre has set a career high with 5 touchdown passes, which also ties a Packard high with 3 other quarterbacks. So coming off the severely sprained ankle that forced him out of the game last week against the Vikings, Favre has responded in a remarkable way with 5 touchdown passes. Green Bay leads, Hendrick kicking off. Nate Lewis is the deep man, and that'll sail into the end zone, and it'll be down for the touchback.
The biggest difference in this Packer offense, well, really there's 2. The first one, in the Packer offensive line, they're really protecting Favre. And the second one, there hasn't been any turnovers. And that's been the difference with the Chicago Bear offense as well from last week, because they lost that game completely on turnovers.
And knowing that Favre was injured, you have to think the offensive line rose to the occasion, gave him a little extra special today.
No, I would hope so. I mean, if you're Brett Favre, I'm sure he reminded him enough.
Bears from the 20-yard line. Eric Kramer has had a terrific day in his own right. This is a team that can score a lot of points. Play action. Kramer spins out. Brian Whitnight just shy of the first down. Craig Newsome making the play and a gain of 9.
You know, we talked about those turnovers, and you can really, teams are up and down with them, particularly the Packers. You know, when the Packers turn the ball over, they just kill themselves, and they have not been able to win. But when they hold on to the ball, they do fine. You can see, like, right here, look at this. In the 4 losses, 13 turnovers in that ratio, and then they're +5 when they win. And the same can be said for the Chicago Bears. They're the same way.
Second down and 1. Salam, first down, and he still on his feet. It takes 4 Packers to bring him down. Top pick from Colorado gets 7 yards. Right now, for McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
Hey, Dick, tell me if this is a play Matt Millen would make. Kerry Collins back. He's stripped loose. Guess what? Torrin Dorn, opportunistic, picks up the loose ball, gets up and heads to pay dirt. His second touchdown of the season, and the Rams ahead 28-10. Back to Dick and Matt.
Remember when the Rams were winning all those games, they had plays like that routinely.
First down on the 36. Salam bottled up, no gain. Gilbert Brown was the first to get in there.
And when Gilbert Brown drops that anchor, you know, he's tough to move. You look at him, I mean, he's built low to the ground. Look at that front porch. Look at that thing right there. I mean, if there's a rainstorm, that's where you want to be, because you're not going to get wet.
You know, getting back to your theory on turnovers, both Holmgren and Wanstead talked about a game like this. That would be the key. Last 2 games, 10 turnovers by the Packers.
Just don't beat yourself. I mean, that's been around forever.
Second down and 10. Kramer trying to go to Carter. Incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down. Well, we've had a lot of points today. And how about the yards? Over 700 yards of offense. But look how close the 2 teams are, although they've gone different routes to get them.
Yeah, but the most impressive thing with all these yards and all the plays and all the points, no turnover.
Third down and 10. Could be a big stop for the Packers if they do it. Kramer has wet night. Wet night. Very close and shy of the first down by less than a yard. Mike Pryor made the big tackle for the Packers. So it's going to be fourth down and less than 1.
Well, a nice job right there of Eric Kramer. He felt the pressure from Matt LeBounty coming off the left side, and he stepped up in the pocket. And when he did that, it allowed him to find Wet Knight, who was coming across the middle.
And the Bears are going to go for it on fourth and less than 1 at the 45-yard line of Chicago.
Ooh, this is a gutsy call. Let's see if they don't go with the hard count and try to draw him off.
Quarterback sneak. And it's a first down. Eric Kramer gives the Bears more possessions as the clock now down to 6:15.
I like the way they ran that. Wannstedt made the quick decision. He got it into the quarterback. They came out, they spread things out, but they didn't waste any time. They didn't allow the defense to get set. They just snapped the ball quick, and Kramer got into it.
And they didn't allow the offense to commit a penalty. First down on the 47. Conway in motion. Hand off to Green. Robert Green fights his way to Packer territory. And a gain of 6. And for today, we have several career highs. Favre with 5 touchdown passes. And 15 carries is a career high for Robert Green.
You know, what the Bears are doing effectively, Ron Turner, the offensive coordinator, is he's alternating Green and Rashaan Salam. And by doing that, you're giving 2 different kinds of running styles. Robert Green, a little bit of a knuckleball. He comes in there, he'll bounce it, he'll cut back, he'll find the crease. Rashaan Salam comes in, giving a little bit more of the power straight ahead game.
Second and 4. Play action. Kramer will run for it. He's got the first down, and the Packers try to strip him of the ball, and a flag down at midfield.
And a late one at that. That one came out real late. I mean, Kramer was already down and almost getting up when the flag came out.
Gary Lane, our referee today. Bears, looks like it's against the Bears. They're going back.
You know, they had not been getting a lot of penalties, but today they've been hurting themselves, not with turnovers, but with the flag.
They had not had a holding penalty in 16 games. And that may be the first holding penalty against Chicago in that much time.
Holding offense number 71 during the run. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat second down.
Big Cat Williams, and first holding penalty in 17 games against Chicago.
And you watch Big Cat number 71 right there. And that's a really late penalty. And he's doing nothing. He's doing nothing. He's doing nothing. And guess what? He didn't do a thing. And unless they messed up the number, that thing was horrible.
Pretty disheartening, though, Matt, for the Bears, who went for it on fourth down and got the first down. Now back to their own 43. Second and long. Kramer dumps it off to Green. Tries to put a move on Newsom and gets a good deal of those yards back. He's still shy by about 5 or 6.
I think Big Cat Williams, number 71, has regrouped here in the second half. Now he knows what Reggie White has been doing to him. Now all he's got to do is settle down. See, he tried to hump him that time, and Cat just used his body on him. Just get that big old body and make him throw you, but maintain your balance.
Craig Newsom is shaken up, the top pick from Arizona State. So we have a stoppage in play.
Picture yourself behind the wheel of one of Budget Car and Truck Rental's world-class vehicles. Now imagine it's yours to keep. Presenting the Budget $1 million car drive-away, where every time you rent, you'll receive valuable budget savings or win one of $1 million worth of brand new cars. It's all part of our renewed commitment to satisfy your every need. For details or reservations, call your travel consultant or Budget today.
Guys, this year, we're going to win it. No one is leaving this room until we figure out how. No one.
Not going anywhere for a while?
grab a Snickers, because nothing holds you over better. Hungry? Why wait?
Enter the future. Vector Man, the most revolutionary game ever for Sega Genesis. And play to win for a chance at a $25,000 grand prize. Vector Man, resistance is futile. Sega.
The enemy unleashes a deadly new weapon that turns soldier against soldier.
Vanessa, put it down!
A brand new Space Above and Beyond, tonight at 7, 6 Central.
I'm Terry Bradshaw. In case you missed it, here's what you would have seen on Fox NFL Sunday at 12 noon Eastern.
The Dallas Cowboys are quite simply a machine that can't be stopped.
We understand why they've lost the 4 games. Faced at this stage of the season, I don't think you can say this is a team that is not going to be in it.
We're not feeling down. I mean, we're just like, okay, let's go to war. It's war now. And there's no home or away games now. They're just back alley fights.
So join us on Fox NFL Sunday, 12 noon Eastern.
And this is a game a lot of people have waited for. Has taken on some added drama with Steve Young not playing. The 49ers, the defending Super Bowl champions, against the Cowboys, who badly want to get there this year in Game 2 of our Fox doubleheader. There you see the Bears. Good gains. The Packers haven't been able to run much, but they're in front, 35-28. 3rd down and 6. Newsom has been replaced by Lenny McGill at cornerback for Green Bay.
They got a match one-on-one up top again.
Eric Kramer fires, caught, and it's going to be a first down at the 41-yard line. Curtis Conway, who has 2 touchdown catches today.
Boy, Curtis Conway really shown me something here today in terms of maturity. Remember last week he had those drops, and everybody said, boy, the guy dropped 5 balls and all that stuff. Caught 4, dropped 5. Is he reverting? You know what? He's come out here today, and he has been very strong. He has shown the ability to forget, and that's a great asset when you're in his position.
5 catches, 113 yards for Conway. 1st and 10 at the 40. Kramer, and it's Graham this time out of bounds, and a gain of about 6. Doug Evans defending on that play as the clock stops with 4:03 remaining. Craig Newsom has gone back in the game for the Packers.
Well, what Kramer saw was man coverage with Graham, and all he did was he allowed to take advantage of that, working on Doug Evans. He just worked him up the field and went with the quick out.
Bears have 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, that's confidence. You know, that's the confidence that Kramer has in that offense right now. Not afraid to run anything.
2nd down and 4. They're going to throw again. And the pass caught by Ryan Wetnight, and he is very close to the first down, and it should be. It is a first down for the Bears. Wayne Simmons defending.
And Wetnight just coming in motion. Again, I talked about this confidence that Ron Turner, the offensive coordinator, has in calling the plays, and also that Eric Kramer has right now. I mean, he's not afraid to throw the ball down the field. He'll throw it underneath. He knows he has protection in that offensive line, and also that they're running the ball effectively.
12th play of the drive. Last 2 possessions. Good ball control for Chicago. First down on the 30-yard line. And Kramer is going up on top for Graham. Double covered. And the pass is knocked down.
Boy, that
was George Teague who very nearly picked it off.
Nice play by Graham. Teague had that. And Graham went up and made sure he didn't come down with it. That's good defense. That's a transition game in football. Teague reads his things perfectly. Newsom will hold the outside, and now Teague will come over the top. Now watch, he gets his hands on the ball, and then watch Graham. Graham goes up and makes sure that thing doesn't get caught. Actually, he's trying to come down with that thing. Boy, that's good football all the way around. Teague actually missed jumps. They mistimed that jump.
Matawanas Reggie White is out now. Matt Labauti has come in on this 2nd and 10. Flag down, and Green tests the middle of the line and picks up about 4. Jurkovic
jumped offside inside. And it's going to be 2nd and 5. They'll take that penalty.
Offsides, defense, number 64. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Reggie White, who left the game on this last play, replaced by Matt Labounty. I'll tell you, this game has been really well officiated. Some games not so, but today they've been right on the mark. Second down 5.
Except for that holding call on Big Cat.
Oh, one. Play fake. Kramer stopped at the 25-yard line. Nowhere to go with it. And it was Jurkovic trying to make up for that last penalty. No gain on the play.
That time he was trying to find Newsome over there on 81 Grant. And Newsome did a good job of knowing where his help was. And he turned that receiver right back inside to George Teague, 31. Watch how he works. He holds the outside, knows where his help is. The best thing that these corners do is they use their help, their safety help.
Reggie White back in at defensive end on 3rd and 5. Here's Green. Knocked away, still on his feet. And the Packers won't let him get there. It was Evans, along with Mike Pryor, that stopped the Bears shy of the first down. And Evans comes up limping. Green trying to get the grass out of his helmet after being tackled on the turf.
Going down to 2 minutes. Now he's going to take that 2 minutes. It's going to be 4th down, and you got to go for it here.
2-minute warning. The Bears have already been successful on 1 4th down conversion.
Hey, Penny, what do they call these shoes anyway?
Air Penny.
So who you guys playing tonight anyway?
Minnesota.
Oh, Los Lobos. I guess you're going for the big numbers tonight, huh? Now I want you to work them inside, work them outside. I'm sensing triple-double here. Now, Penny, I want you to say hello to my man Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett?
Yeah, Garnett. We went to high school together. Tell him little Penny from the Science Club says hello. Can you do that for a brother?
Nike presents This Week in Pee Wee Football. The Colts won their 3rd straight Sunday, due in large part to a defense made up of hellfire and brimstone. Colts defenders held the Steelers scoreless on a relentless mission of search and destroy. Like birds of prey, one swoops in to disrupt a play, leaving his teammates to scavenge the remains.
I've always wanted to do this. With NFL Sunday Ticket on DirecTV, you get up to 13 regular season games live every Sunday. So if Washington is blowing out the Bucs, just switch to the 49ers Saints game. But hey, is Emmitt Smith breaking the rushing record? Are the Giants crushing the Eagles? You get it. Not on cable, but with DirecTV and this. Now that's a game plan.
Get the last 5 weeks of NFL Sunday Ticket free for a limited time when you get a DSS dish and DirecTV Total Choice. Don't miss the best of the regular season.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Starter, who reminds you that players play, teams win.
Back at Lambeau Field, winter is coming. And the Bears, for the 3rd time in the game, following this 2-minute warning, will be trying to get the first down on 4th down. They failed earlier and turned the ball over on downs and succeeded on this possession.
You got a big 4th down. You better believe Reggie White is back in the game. Game's on the line. Players want to be, playmakers want to be on the field.
Call it 4th and 2. Kramer with time, going deep. The pass is intercepted. Leroy Butler picks it off in the end zone. A big play by the Packers. And they maintain their 1-touchdown lead with 1:53 remaining.
Big play by Leroy Butler.
On the first turnover of the game. We'll be back.
Okay, new rules. Individuals are no longer more important than the team.
You want a piece of that championship? Put it in here. Nobody can do it alone, but together we can do it.
Sports magazines include more team photos. More game balls go to linemen. We all play more as a team. We pat someone on the butt when they fail and celebrate like madmen when they succeed. Starter, it's about team.
Now all the strength of Imodium AD is concentrated in the smallest, easiest to swallow anti-diarrheal caplets ever made. So powerful they can work in one dose instead of dose after dose of the pink stuff. New concentrated caplets, only from Imodium AD.
You in pain? Not now. My doctor gave me Tylenol, extra strength. Wait, Tylenol works after knee surgery? Here I am.
From post-surgical pain to headaches, doctors recommend Tylenol the most.
Come on!
Okay, board. Who thinks Dion should play wide receiver?
Fade back, he's got Dion wide open, one and catch!
I hope Coach Schwitzer's checking this out. Football according to Dion. Primetime NFL. Sports.
Finding out Little Caesars' new stuffed crust pizza is a better deal at only $7.99 results in a kind of wacky happiness. A large cheese and pepperoni stuffed crust pizza at Little Caesars for just $7.99.
Pizza, pizza.
The Green Bay Packers trying to extend their winning streak over the Bears to 4 in a row and earn a tie for first place in the division. Dave Wanstead's Bears went for it on 4th down and 2 in the pass to Wet Knight, picked off by Butler. And now, Wet Knight, and now the Bears will have to use their 2 remaining timeouts defensively here with 1:53 remaining. First down on the 20-yard line. Edgar Bennett. And the Bears will call a timeout with 1:47 on the clock.
Sean Jones really made that play. And Sean Jones is going to come off the field right here, and he's going to get the pressure into Kramer's face that makes Kramer have to throw the ball where he doesn't want to. Right there. And see, then what happens is they zone him. And Leroy Butler is hanging deep as the deepest. They're trying to swing this guy up here, but a nice job by Butler of having very good discipline and staying down below. And then you can see down here, Wet Knight was not the primary guy because he actually slows his pattern down. Watch right here. See, and then Butler, he just sees the ball before Wet Knight does and beats him to it. I think it was a nice job by Fritz Shermer. And then you can see how Dave Wanstead feels about the whole thing.
Meanwhile, on the other side, the Packers, who really have had to dig down deep in this game, Fritz Shermer's defensive unit, Mike Holmgren. This was a very tough week for the Packers, who lost the game. As you remember, T.J. Rubley changed the audible, an interception, and the Vikings won on the last play of the game on a field goal. Bears lost the same way on an overtime field goal by the Steelers. Second down and 9 on the 21. Expect another running play here, but Favre with a pass to Keith Jackson, and he's short of the first down, and the Bears may be forced to use another timeout and their last of the game. But the Packers are within a yard or so of the first down. That look says it all.
The big game only come once a year.
Don't miss the San Francisco 49ers take on the Dallas Cowboys next.
And again, coming up after this one, the 49ers and the Cowboys. Dallas with the best record in the NFC, only 1 loss. The 49ers struggling, however, at 5-4. And the Bears could be faced with some partners at the top of the NFC Central if the Packers can hold this lead. It'll be 3rd down and 1 at the 29, and a first down here would salt it away. The Bears are out of timeouts.
This is a big down for the Chicago Bears. They stop them right here. They got themselves a chance.
3rd and 1, and Edgar Bennett is stopped for a loss, and the Bears hold, and they'll get another chance. Alonzo Spellman with a big defensive play up front for the Bears.
That was it. All they needed was 1 chance, and they're going to get it. Because now, because there's somebody hurt, the officials just stopped inside. Watch Alonzo Spellman come down inside. He just crushed Keith Jackson. And when he crushed Jackson, he took down Bennett. Now Bennett's down on the field. They'll stop the clock. That aids Chicago. With 1:22 to go, heck, all it takes is 1 play.
And Bennett is down. Chance Harper's luck has taken him to some strange places, but this Friday it's going to take him to the afterlife. And there may not be a way back. Catch a brand new episode of Strange Luck Friday at 8, 7 Central on Fox. Well, a big stop by the Chicago Bears on 3rd down. And now Dave Wanstead's Bears will get another shot. They have no timeouts remaining.
I think that's a tactical error right there with Keith Jackson in the football game. Not a great blocker over Alonzo Spellman. Spellman just crushed him physically. Just threw him right back and ran right into the running back, Bennett. And then Bennett gets hurt, and that's a monster because that stopped the clock. Watch him come across. You're going to watch Spellman just takes Jackson and just runs right through him and makes the tackle in the backfield, and then you can see Edgar Bennett gets hurt right there.
Packers forced to use the timeout because of the injury. They've got 2 left. Hendrick will punt, and Jeff Graham back deep to receive for the Bears. Graham from the 31. And will go out of bounds at the 35. Chased there by Travis Jervey. So that's where the Bears and Eric Kramer knows he needs a touchdown, nothing less.
I'll tell you how big that injury was. That injury is a difference of 30 seconds. So you have a minute 13 as opposed to a minute 43. And that's a monster because the Bears have no timeouts. With a minute 13, that's more than enough time to march the 64 yards that they have.
Kramer has completed 20 of 32 for 278 yards. Reggie White, gutty performance today, and now it's a matter of time to see whether the courageous efforts will pay off for the Packers. Bears first down on the 36. Kramer's pass. Conway. He's not going to get out of bounds. He's got the first down, however. Lenny McGill kept him from going out of bounds. 1 minute remaining. You can be sure Kramer's called many plays already. Bears out of timeouts. This pass to Whitnight. He can't get out of bounds, and the clock continues to go.
It's a bad play by Whitnight. You should just let it drop. The difference in 4 yards is not a big deal, though.
2nd down and 6. Getting down to a half a minute remaining. Kramer's going to need something deep. And this pass is caught by Graham for a first down, but they can't stop the clock, and they're going to line up and probably spike the ball here.
No, you can't do that. They're going to... You have to allow the defensive players to get back in a reasonable amount of time.
Kramer didn't care if he got back or not.
Well, you're going to stop the clock. That's all he cared about.
Offside encroachment defense, number 96.
Oh, they call it.
5-yard penalty
against Sean Jones.
Well, you have to allow them to get back in a reasonable amount of time. And unless they determined, which apparently they did, that they were taking their good old time lollygagging back. You can see the offense hurrying up. Everybody's trying to get back there. You know, that's the
judgment call.
Yeah, it's a judgment call.
That's a 5-yard penalty the other way, so the ball is at the 20, 1st and 5.
The penalty is inconsequential. Stopping the clock is what matters.
17 seconds on the clock.
I got 4 downs to get it into the end zone.
White putting pressure. Kramer's pass incomplete, and he was going for Conway.
And a flag is
down at the 5-yard line. Leroy Butler once again. He has played a sensational game in the secondary for the Packers. And defensive holding will give the Bears a first down. 11 seconds to go.
Holding defense, number 33. 5-yard
That was
penalty.
against Evans.
First down.
With 11 seconds, you give up the 5 yards. That doesn't matter. You don't give up the touchdown. And so defensively, you have to defend the end zone. You can, with 11 seconds left, you can see him on the slot getting a jam right there. And they're going to call that. You just can't let him in the end zone right here. Let him throw underneath. With 11 seconds, you won't be able to get 2 plays off.
They're at the 14-yard line. 11 seconds to go.
Have to throw to the end zone.
Kramer's pass incomplete to Graham. He was double covered by Evans and Butler. Now there are 6 seconds.
Yeah, with time for 1, maybe 2 plays. You could get one off in 5 seconds and have 1 second left. But again, the ball has to come inside. So what do you do defensively? You have to get on the line of scrimmage and you have to jam the receivers. You have to make them work. And then you want to get pressure right up the middle. You have to get maybe bull rush or something has to come on them quick. You don't take chances.
If the Packers win, they will go to a tie for first, but they will have beaten the Bears twice. That's the tiebreaker. 2nd and 10. Kramer with a fade pattern. They were looking for a flag. Nothing doing. It was intended for Timpson, and that'll bring up, well, doesn't matter. 2 seconds to go. The last play is coming up.
Now you're the Chicago Bears. So what do you have to do? Obviously, you have to throw the ball into the end zone. Now, you can do whatever you want here. I mean, you can roll out, you can buy time, you can run crossing patterns, whatever you want to do down here to stretch the field. They've been keeping them in the pocket. I wouldn't be surprised if they move Kramer a little bit to buy some time to work that whole field.
The game is right here. 2 seconds remaining. Kramer's pass. Packers have held on to beat the Bears again. Four in a row for the Packers in a gutty, courageous performance as you'll ever see from Brett Favre and Reggie White, who are not figured to play any major role today. But the Packers have beaten the Bears again. They have swept the season series and go into a first-place tie with Chicago with identical records of 6-4.
What a great football game. Both the quarterbacks came through big. Curtis Conway comes up big. The running game, every aspect except slowing down the scoring. With 63 points scored in this game, you go back and you look at those films and you're going to be banging your head against the wall.
4 ties in the game. And the winning touchdown, Favre to Edgar Bennett with 9:17 left. A 16-yard pass and run. The only score in the 4th quarter to give the Packers the win. So Green Bay and Chicago now with 6-4 records. Tampa Bay is 5-4. But remember, the Packers have the #1 tiebreaker, having swept the Bears. And it was the first time that Green Bay had swept Chicago in back-to-back seasons since the 71-72 seasons. What a tremendous game that delivered all that was promised, Matt.
Absolutely. And particularly this man right here, Reggie White. Reggie White came through when he had to.
Here's the last play of the game. Bears couldn't get it in the end zone.
And all they're doing is they're getting the jam, like I said, and they're defending downfield. They have the safeties deep. They got enough pressure, and because they were trailing underneath, they forced that ball to come over the top or it would have been an interception.
So the Packers, after 2 losses on the road, come back and win a game they had to win. Coming up next, the 49ers and the Cowboys. For Matt Millen, I'm Dick Stockton saying so long from Lambeau Field. The final score, the Green Bay Packers 35, the Chicago Bears 28. So long, everybody.
It is our proudest achievement since we took ownership of the airline. Introducing our new Boeing 777, co-designed by the employee owners of United.
John Michaels, Aaron Taylor, Winters, Timmerman, and Earl Dotson in front of Favre. Edgar Bennett and William Henderson, the 2 runners, Antonio Freeman, Robert Brooks, and the tight end is Mark Shimura. Brooks, who had a concussion on the first play of the game last week against Seattle, flanks out wide to the right. Favre, the quarterback, from the 20, will throw. Incomplete. Henderson, the intended receiver, pressure early from the Bears. Let's look at the Bear defense. Spellman, Simpson, Grassmanis, and Theory start up front. The 3 linebackers, Kane, Cox, and Smith. In the secondary, it's James Burton, Carrier, Carter, and Donnell Wolford. 2nd and 10, Green Bay at their own 20. gets away from one, gets away from two, a flag on the play. Alonzo Spellman took him down. But a penalty marker down way back behind the line of scrimmage.
I'll tell you, there was some movement, I think, before the ball was snapped, Pat, because it was either on the offense or the defense, but that Bear defensive line sure got off the line quickly.
Johnny Greer, the referee. Face mask against the Bears.
Well, and then I think they called a face mask against the Packers, too, didn't they?
I think they did.
There's the one. Theory
face
got
mask.
the one.
Defense. Still second down.
Well, they didn't call it against the Packers. It was just John Theory. He's number 94 right here. And you see what happened. He went by Earl Dotson. Earl Dotson, the right tackle, didn't even get out of a stance. I said that Bear defensive line looked like they took off quickly. That's why they took off so quickly.
Spellman was hurt on the play. That's he, number 90.
Now this has to be, you watch here how they don't even move in their stances here. This had to be where the ball was snapped. The center snapped the ball on a different count than the offensive line had.
Look at Dotson. He's still in his stance.
Oh, yeah, he's staying right here. He's not going to move. He's not going to be the guy that moved. So you'd have to say it was the center, Frank Winters.
Reeves has replaced Spellman at right defensive end. Second down. Hand off to Edgar Bennett, and there's nothing doing. This Bear defense is fired up. Brian Cox led the charge.
You know, and I've always thought that if you're playing a big game, you're playing a rivalry game like this where the intensity is so high, the emotions are so high, if you had your choice, you would always rather start on defense. And I think just watch these guys the way they fly around the ball. I mean, they got the three linebackers stacked. They have that speed on defense. And watch, after the first guy, just grab them and hold them up, and boom, boom, boom. About 5 guys come right after the first guy gets them.
Spellman is back for the Bears on defense. The Packers operate with 4 wide receivers. Favre has some time. That's going to be out of bounds. Beebe made the catch. And the Packers will have to punt.
That's what I was saying. I think in a big game like this where you're an underdog, you're playing a rival, you're playing the Green Bay Packers, you're the Chicago Bears, you want to take that emotion, put it on your kickoff team, then put it on your defensive team.
Craig Hentrick will punt for Green Bay. Bobby Ingram back deep for the Bears. Ingram down as soon as he caught it. Travis Jervey with a good coverage was there first. 39-yard punt, no return. So the Bears improved their field position considerably the first time they go on defense. The Packers can't move it.
I'll tell you, children, how it was before the skies were freed. To fly somewhere you needed wealth, it was a luxury. Then Southwest Airlines came along and democratized the skies. Now every man, woman, and child is free to pack up and fly. One day soon we'll fly to the moon if that's where you need to be. Now we gotta get back to business, boys. Set the country free.
Two nearly identical Porsche 911s. One destined for Le Mans, the other for a quieter life in America. But then again, expecting any Porsche to lead a quiet life may be asking a bit too much.
Hi.
Porsche, there is no substitute.
No, this one's on us, sir.
Right. NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places.
By Porsche, who wish to remind you there is no substitute. By Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. And by IBM, solutions for a small planet.
Bears 1st and 10. Dave Craig is their quarterback. Whitnight is the move man, and Craig is back to throw. Has time, swings it outside. Salam makes the catch, picks up 2 or 3. George Kuntz out to make the stop. Here's the Bear offensive lineup. Craig, the quarterback, the veteran, who spent so many years in Seattle, then Kansas City, then Detroit, then Arizona. In front of him, Andy Heck, Perry, Fontenot. Very good offensive line. Salam and Tony Carter, the 2 runners. 2nd and 8. Salam hit in the backfield. George Kuntz knocks Salam backwards. And let's look at that improved Packer defense that John Madden was talking about earlier. Sean Jones, Brown, Dotson, and Reggie White. Brian Williams, George Kuntz, who just made that play, and Wayne Simmons in the secondary, a good one. Evans, Robinson, Butler, and Newsom. All of them playing well. 3rd and 10. 3 wide receivers for the Bears. Craig to throw. Complete up the middle of Conway. Conway will get a Bear 1st down or very close to it. May or may not have it.
I think when we were at practice yesterday, Dave Wanstead came over and says that we have to get some big plays, and the guy that's going to get us a big play is Curtis Conway. He said we have some plays in for him to make big plays for us. The other guy is Bobby Engram. But if we're going to get any big plays, they have to get them for us. This one here is short. They're going to come up with 4th down. They're going to ask for a measurement, I think. And it's going to be interesting to see what Dave Wanstead does here. I think
indications are he's going to go for it.
And I think you have to. I think, you know, they're at midfield. They're an underdog. You have to make things happen when you get an opportunity. And this field position and this position right here is a good opportunity for the Bears. You look, it's going to be 4th and just inches. Johnny Greer just showed that it's about 6 inches to go, and this is quarterback sneak territory. I mean, all you have to do, Dave Craig just has to take the ball and just kind of fall forward, and you're going to get a 1st down. Look at this.
That looks like longer than just that.
Well, I mean, he showed that to the crowd, and then, as you said, it is a little longer. The distance Johnny Greer showed with his hands, and the distance that thing showed there is a little longer. But I still think this is a quarterback sneak play.
That's 4th and a lot of inches.
Yeah, and if you just find, you get in there behind, Dave Craig just gets in there. He's looking right now to see where the soft spot is going to be. Uh-oh, he doesn't have the right formation.
That would indicate it's not going to be a quarterback sneak.
He's trying to draw him off sides. Oh, they're going to take the penalty and punt. Yeah, that's what they were trying to do. Is they were trying to get the Green Bay Packers to jump off sides and get a free 1st down. They weren't going to run a quarterback sneak or any other play, so that was why he tried to do that thing with motion. Then he tried to do the thing with a hard count. Then he tried to do the thing with the long count, and it didn't work. They'll take the 5-yard penalty and punt. That was excellent discipline by the Green Bay Packer defense.
The NFC's leading punter, Todd Sauerbrunn. Good kick. Desmond Howard lets it bounce. It goes into the end zone, and the Packers, for the 2nd time, will start from their own 20 with a 1st and 10, a 55-yard punt.
During a surprise inspection of your barracks this afternoon, I found this. I want the soldier who belongs to this spear to step forward. Now, what's the matter? Do you miss